State Warriors. You got the best seat in the house. When you're not going to be in the arena in Oakland, you'll be right there in your own home, but still, good seats nonetheless. You'll see it at 9:30 right here on FSN Houston. And
this game tonight features two hot teams. We do have the Houston Rockets, who are on a 3-game winning streak, and Tracy McGrady has scored 35 points in 2 of those 3 games. And the other hot team, the Golden State Warriors. They beat Seattle in Seattle last night in overtime to pull within 1 game of first place in the Pacific Division behind the LA Clippers. That's right, I said the LA Clippers in first place in the Pacific. So these two teams are playing some great basketball. Golden State is 7th in the NBA in scoring at 99 points a game. The Houston Rockets, of course, they hang their head on defense, number 2 in the league in defense. So we have a great game on tap tonight.
You know, you're right about Baron Davis, 31-17 since he showed up last year. And this has gone from a team that was just good enough to be last in the division to a team that is right out of first place.
Yeah, 1 game behind, and Baron Davis is the key to that whole turnaround. I played with Baron 1 year in Charlotte and was one of my favorite all-time teammates. It's great to see him having some success here in Golden State.
Yeah, I talked to David Wesley about it, too. He didn't know how to be a pro early in his career. He really got himself in shape. In the last couple of seasons, he's been as good as they come at that point guard position.
Yeah, you know, Baron Davis, the thing about him is he is shooting the ball poorly this year, only 34%, but he's had 8 games of 12 or more assists, so he's really distributing the basketball to the guys who can put it in the hole.
Defensing Baron Davis and Jason Richardson will be a chore for Houston tonight, but again, defensing Tracy McGrady is going to be a chore for the Golden State Warriors and the improved Houston bench. Now, I think over this 3-game winning streak, the bench has played the best it's played all season.
Yeah, and that's so important, not only in the last game, as we see the stats from the last game, but throughout the entire season. The Rockets are the 2nd oldest team in the NBA, and they need some help from their bench to kind of take the pressure off Tracy McGrady and Yao Ming. And see some great ball movement there. Stromile Swift, he can do that. And then we've got Derek Anderson starting to shoot the basketball like Derek Anderson of old. And then, speaking of old, here comes the old big fella, Mutombo inside.
Yeah, well, he finally got 9 rebounds in that last game in Portland. Looked like he's finally come to the party this season. We'll keep an eye on Derek Anderson. He injured his knee in a fall right at the end of that Portland game. He's been limping around. He's going to try to play tonight.
Yeah, it's very, very sore, but when it's game time, you got to give it a try, and that's what he'll do tonight.
And, of course, when you look at this Golden State team and what Baron Davis is able to do, Matt, he creates a lot of easy shots for his teammates, doesn't he?
Well, he does, and his penetration is going to be very difficult for the Rockets tonight. You see the game last night, he had 21 points, 13 assists, including the game-winning shot. But the pick and roll will be very, very tough for the Rockets tonight to guard. And you'll see Baron Davis. Here's the shot that he missed at the end of regulation to win it last night. The game went into overtime. And how about the 3 from deep to win? Let's see it again. Where's the defense? Just let Baron catch it and shoot it, and it's good.
Yeah, you know, with 1+ seconds left to play, you want to make him drive, and that is, does not pull up and shoot. So I didn't think they defense that very well, but this is a tough team to defense, and you've got veterans coming off the bench for the Warriors, too.
Yeah, and we got a guy, Troy Murphy, who's one of our favorite players. Bill can shoot the basketball, and this is a very, very good Golden State team. We talked about at the end of last season that this is going to be a hot team. They're hot. They're 1 game out of first in the Pacific Division.
Well, it's an unusual schedule, fellas, for the NBA. We've had a couple of days off between games. In fact, with only the 3rd game in 7 days. Now we're going to play the first of 4 the next 5 nights.
Time now for your Rockets stat of the night. Even though Luther Head has returned to the bench, he remains a viable scoring threat for the Rockets, especially from behind the 3-point line. We got to get this guy to shoot a little bit more. Speaking of shooting, here's David Wesley shooting from the hip with Bill Worrell.
David, coming in here tonight, a familiar face. You get to go one-on-one with Baron Davis, and I know you're familiar with his style of ball.
I am. I was in Charlotte when he first came in the league, so I watched him grow. He came in at 19, and I got my hands full tonight.
Well, he's really gotten himself in a lot better condition too. I think when you played with him, he really hadn't learned how to play in the NBA, but he has now.
Well, I've been in his ear probably since he's been in this league, and trying to work on himself and just be a pro. And it looks like he's really starting to find himself, getting his team where they need to be, and really motivating this team to get wins. So I think he's coming along real nice.
And he's really helped Richardson, I think, emerge. That's become a pretty tough backcourt.
Well, I've always said that he makes a lot of people's job easier. He did a lot for us, and with the explosive, athletic guys that he has on this team, it's probably easy for him to get them involved. So, just kind of throw it at the rim and they go get it.
This is what's really tough for you, too, because this time in your career you were not supposed to be playing point guard, and now you have to play point guard and take a guy like Barron.
Well, in a game like this where flip a coin, Richardson, Barron, I mean, what difference does it make? I got my work cut out.
Well, they got their work cut out on you, too. If you started to hit your shot now, you're starting to get more confidence in playing that way.
I am feeling a lot more comfortable out there. My knees are feeling better. Kind of getting adjust to, getting a rhythm that I didn't have in the beginning of the season. So, yeah, they got to guard me, too.
And what about the 2 days in between the games? Is that a long time? You've been on the road now with a lot of inactivity.
It is a long time, and sometimes, us as players, we think, oh, we want a day off, but sometimes day offs, kind of take you out of your rhythm, and that first couple of times up and down the trip, you're really looking for win, but it's good for us older legs to get a little rest, and we'll be ready to go tonight.
You won't get much rest after this. 4 games in 5 nights, but get after it. This should be a good one tonight.
Yeah, this is the NBA season. We got to get ready.
Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the arena in Oakland. We're just about ready for NBA basketball. Bill Worrell along with Matt Bullard. And, Matt, we've got a good one between the changing of the guard in the West now, the Golden State Warriors. So let's check out our Toyota power team keys to the game.
Well, you mentioned the Golden State Warriors. They've got a great point guard in Baron Davis. Got to slow him down. Got to limit the second chances. The Rockets going to have a hard time guarding this team. They're going to get the rebound and keep running both ways, offensively and defensively.
We're going to keep running. We're going to run right to a break and be back with the tip-off in just a moment on FSN Houston. Hi again, everybody. Welcome back to the arena in Oakland for Houston Rockets basketball tonight. And let's check out tonight's Southwest Airlines starting lineups for the Houston Rockets. Ryan Bowen, Juwan Howard, Yao Ming, David Wesley, and Tracy McGrady. Those 5 players have reeled off 3 wins in a row. For the Golden State Warriors, Mike Dunleavy, Troy Murphy, Adonal Foyle, Baron Davis, and Jason Richardson. And we'll be back with the tip-off in just a moment on FSN Houston. Welcome back to Oakland, where you see the Warriors head coach Mike Montgomery in his second season. Last year, the Golden State Warriors went 34-48. 26 years he coached at the collegiate level, 18 years at Stanford University, where he led the Cardinal to 16 postseason tournament appearances and the NCAA Final Four in San Antonio back in 1998. So Mike Montgomery with a team that's doing very well in the NBA this season. And Mike, of course, coaching against Jeff Van Gundy. The Rockets win the tip, Yao Ming over Adonal Foyle, and the Rockets will have it to start off the game. David Wesley over to Juwan Howard now. And he's picked up down low. This ought to be a good contest. He gets a double team. Ryan Bowen, no one has guarded him. And he misses. And the rebound goes to Jason Richardson. Of course, Bowen's used to that. Nobody guarding him. It's kind of like playing 4-on-5 offensively.
When he gets those opportunities, he needs to take his time and really get the shot he wants.
Baron Davis picks up where he left off. That was the last shot he took last night to defeat Seattle. Tonight, the first shot he takes is another 3. So, boy, what a great season. Baron Davis is off to a great start, and they really flourish with him at the point guard position. We'll talk more about that as the game progresses. Tracy McGrady, of course, averaging 32 points a game over the 3 Houston wins. He gets 2 and draws the foul, possibly 3 for T-Mac.
Well, he got fouled on the first shot. There was no whistle, and then he was able to stay with it Let's watch here. I like that post-up. He's got an advantage. There's a lot of contact from Mike Dunleavy, but he stays with it and draws the foul.
How did he not get that first call?
Yeah, he's like a pinball in there, Bill.
Actually, he was fouled harder on the first shot than he was on the second, but
take the three-point play, won't we?
Yes, we will, and he has really been on a tear now over the last 3 games as he gets the first 3 for Houston. So Baron Davis strikes first for Golden State. Tracy McGrady strikes second for Houston. How about that move? Wow.
Baron has struggled shooting the basketball this year, 34% from the floor, but 2 for 2 so far. A great start for him.
Well, he struggles a lot because he takes so many three-point shots. Not a good three-point shooter. Knocked away from Yao Ming. Davis has it. Over to Richardson. To Davis. Well, the Warriors played an overtime game in Seattle. Got back home about 1:30 in the morning, but you couldn't tell it.
Oh, man. Baron Davis is in shape and flying high.
David Wesley picked up on the perimeter now, looking down to Juwan Howard. Juwan turning on Troy Murphy. Works him in. Double team comes over by Dunleavy and missing the shot, Juwan. Golden State Warriors off to a terrific start. Jason Richardson short with the 3. Probably forced that up a little bit. And T-Mac will bring it up. We talked about the changing of the guard now in the Western Conference, especially in this Pacific Division. There's the miss by Ryan Bowen.
Yeah, Tracy passed that ball to him. Tracy looked at him and said, hey, that's a good shot. Keep shooting it. That's what I like about Tracy McGrady is he gives his teammates a chance and also gives them a lot of confidence.
There's an LA team at the top of the Pacific Division, but it's not the Lakers.
It's not.
It's the Clippers.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
The LA Clippers, Phoenix, and then the Golden State only a game behind. Baron Davis with a miss. Yao Ming with a rebound. How about that? Yeah, the Clippers and the Warriors now are 2 teams that were not in the playoff hunt last year, and those are 2 extra teams added to the race for the top 8 teams in the West. So the Rockets have got to get going. That's why this is such a big game for Houston as Yao turns, fires, hits. Yao Ming his first basket of the game.
Minnesota is another team that's in the playoff race that was not in the playoffs last year.
Baron Davis again getting inside, draws the foul from Yao Ming, and if Davis continues to get that deep into the Houston defense, it's going to be a long night for Houston.
Yeah, let's watch here. Now Baron Davis, he knows he's got Ryan Bowen on him, and he uses his own player as kind of a pick. Uses Jason Richardson there, and is able to get inside. And whenever Yao has to come over that far on the weak side, it's going to be ugly.
Richardson blocked 2 Rockets out of that play.
That was a double pick by one guy.
I know it.
These Golden State Warriors, they have a lot of confidence. They play some up-tempo basketball, and when they get rolling, and they're up 9-5 so far, when they get rolling, they're hard to stop.
Well, you know, you can point to one man. And when Baron Davis came here to this team, last year they started to win. And they've stayed that way. There's Yao turning, and Donald Boyle really cannot stay with Yao Ming. It's going to be a tough matchup.
Well, if that's the case, go back to him. Give Yao the ball, let him go to work.
Dunleavy getting a step and a reach-in foul on Ryan Bowen. Dunleavy a number 1 draft choice.
Yeah, Mike Dunleavy has been playing some good basketball over the last 9 games, averaging 14 points a game, shooting 54%, 47% three-point line.
And Mike in his 4th season.
Yeah, usually takes guys 3 or 4 seasons to really become good pro basketball players. We talked about Baron Davis. It took him a few years with the Charlotte Hornets, and Mike Dunleavy the same way. Really a good-looking young player.
Yeah, Mike came out early at Duke. There's McGrady looking down to Juwan. Juwan works that baseline, turns and fires, and again he's short. So Murphy giving a little body to Juwan Howard, has had no problem defending him. Richardson, what a terrific athlete this young guy is. Jason Richardson. On the drive, gets a triple team. That sets up Murphy for a 3. He's short. And the rebound to Juwan Howard. He's got Wesley on the wing. Feeds him for 2. Nice running layup by David Wesley.
Was that Juwan Howard running the fast break?
Yes, indeed.
The Rockets had 18 fast break points last game, the highest of the season for them, and they got 2 more right there.
Richardson coming off a pick with a jumper, and he came down funny on his right ankle. He grabbed it, but he's running okay. And it's a 12-9 lead by the Warriors.
Every time the Rockets have gotten the ball in the post, the Warriors have played them one-on-one.
Richardson really attacking. There's Yao. Oh, boy, how easy was that, Matt?
That was very easy, and Golden State's not going to double team. The Rockets need to take advantage of that in the post.
Donald Foyle, one of the leading shot blockers in the NBA, but he's only 6'10". I say only 6'10", because that makes him 7 inches shorter.
6'10". I know I feel like a little kid when I stand next to Yao. I'm sure Donald Foyle feels the same way.
Aaron Davis sets for a 3, and that's what you got to make him do, don't you? You got to make him hit that shot first. If he can beat you with a 3, then so be it. But he creates so much havoc when he gets open in your defense.
Yeah, the penetration inside is where he really affects the game.
Well, Yao finally misses. Davis, quick rebound to Richardson. Oh, good job by Ryan Bowen to get back on defense and get the rebound. Rockets trailing by a point. Go right back to Yao again. Yao turns baseline. Oh, he slams it. He's fouled by a Donald Foyle. What a move.
That was a quick baseline spin for Yao. Let's watch here. I like the entry pass quick. Yao spins, goes up to dunk, doesn't quite get it. It looked like a Donald Foyle's hand might have come up through the rim, but definitely a great move by Yao. Once again, Golden State does not double team on the post, and Yao needs to take advantage of that.
So the officials, as Beatrice will check in, Louis Griot, Eddie F. Rush, and Eric Lewis are your officials first time this season. I've seen Eric Lewis, Eddie F. Rush, and Louis Griot. And Luther Head will check out for Tracy McGrady. Or check in as McGrady checks out.
You need a checkup?
Yeah, I may need one of those too. Going around with you for the last 3 days. Richardson with that jumper, and again, that's all in one motion coming off that weak side pick. The Rockets run that a lot for David Wesley, that same play.
Golden State likes to shoot the ball quickly. They don't like to hold on to it much. They like to have a lot of possessions in the game.
Yeah, they don't need a clock, do they? David. And Juwan Howard with the offensive rebound. Rockets have been doing a much better job on the boards now in this 3-game winning streak.
They gave up 11 offensive rebounds in the first half of the last game. Only gave up 1 in the second half, and that's when they won.
With their head, checks that shot clock, drops it off for Juwan, and the ball is loose on the floor, and they're going to call a foul on Juwan Howard.
Luther Head came in the game. He needs to be ready to shoot that basketball.
Yep, that's what he's there for. We have a timeout on the court with 5:37 left to play in the first quarter. It's the Warriors up by 1 on FSN Houston. Warriors up by a point in the first quarter. But Yao Ming has been red hot to start the game. He's hit 3 of his first 4 shots, Matt.
Well, the Golden State Warriors have not been double teaming. Let's watch here. They're playing him with Troy Murphy this time. Yao can just turn and shoot over him. And then when they get the ball inside against Donald Foyle, too small. Once again, Yao gets the ball on the post. Makes a nice post move, drops it in. If Golden State continues to play Yao one-on-one, he will have a huge game tonight. Now, Beatrice has checked in to guard Yao, and he's not big enough either.
Well, Beatrice is 6'11" from Latvia at 245. But I found the teams that are a little more active with him and front Yao Ming have had more success with him this year. If you play behind him, you're really asking for trouble. Troy Murphy, good shooter, wins it out, and the rebound to Derek Anderson. So Anderson will be in with Luther Head, Wesley, Yao, and Juwan Howard. McGrady also back in the game now for Houston. He's got an early breather. Double team on McGrady. Somebody's open. And Yao's got the smaller guy behind him. Derek Anderson will take the shot and hit it. A three-pointer for DA. So that knee apparently is feeling okay, and the Rockets are up by 2.
Well, you may say it's feeling okay, but he is definitely dragging that right leg around with him. He's got it all wrapped up. Great to see him hit that first shot.
Here's Richardson again, coming off that pick. This guy's a scoring machine when he gets it going.
And he's got Derek Anderson on him, so he knows he's got the guy with about 1.5 legs guarding him.
Game tied at 16. 4:40 left to play in the first quarter. They are really all over McGrady. They decided not to let him beat them tonight.
Well, he's had 35 points in 2 of the last 3 games.
And looked like Dunleavy came down on the top of the arm of McGrady on the shot. Did not get the whistle. Dunleavy will bring it up. Richardson. One-on-one on the wing. He'll drive it in over Yao. Yao made him change it. Not always the ones you block. David is open. Nice pass. Three-pointer for David Wesley. And he has really started shooting the ball much better. And he told me tonight before the game in that interview, he feels like he's finally in a rhythm.
Yep. Yeah, he is definitely catching and shooting the basketball well. Still not shooting the ball well off the dribble, but when he catches it and shoots it in his rhythm, he's going down.
Dunleavy with a miss and Yao Ming with a rebound. McGrady and Dunleavy. Oh, great give and go by McGrady, and he just invented a shot on the way to the basket and drew the foul, and T-Mac will shoot a couple. Well, we've got some guys like Baron Davis, Jason Richardson, Tracy McGrady, guys who can invent shots in midair, man.
Oh, look at Mike Dunleavy, just gets lost on that one, and Tracy goes in and draws the contact and still able to get it up on the backboard.
He tried to flop, and there was no contact, so he decided not to fall down. That would have been embarrassing.
Yeah, how about the last 5 games for Tracy?
Yeah.
27 points.
Something, isn't it?
He's back.
Here's a guy having a great season, too. Derek Fisher checks into the game. Richardson will get an early breather. But old Fisher, in his 10th season, he spent most of those with the Los Angeles Lakers, but he has found new life here in Golden State.
I bet you he's happy to be here in Golden State, not in L.A. right now.
Yeah. He knew something. He got out in a hurry. 3:25 left to play in the first quarter. Murphy steps back and fires. That's going to be woefully short. And T-Mac will bring it up now. The Rockets up by 4, looking for more. Over to Juwan. Beatrice right behind him. So Juwan takes him down low, and he got called for traveling. Maybe that's a move he used to be able to make. Forgot.
Yeah. Juwan's got that one-on-one coverage, and, you know, it's early in his career, they used to double team him all the time. Now he's got a chance to play one-on-one, and that time just his feet were moving faster than his head was.
Third turnover by Houston. Derek Fisher, an excellent shooter from the outside. Now, he's a guy you've got to get out on him at the three-point line. He'll burn you. There's Baron Davis. He misses. And Yao Ming with another rebound. Yao off to a terrific start now. 8 points, 5 rebounds for Yao. Over to T-Mac. Dunleavy right behind him trying to go one-on-one. T-Mac will rise up and miss. Air ball. And Yao Ming yanks it out of the air and puts it back up for 2. So Yao Ming so active tonight already with 10 points, 6 rebounds for the Gentle Giant.
That was a pretty athletic move that time by Yao. He's got it going tonight.
Murphy got it in and around Yao Ming. Yao didn't want to pick up number 2, so he let him have it.
That was good defense. He had his hands up, didn't draw the foul. Troy Murphy had to make a good shot.
Sometimes, Matt, you just have to give one up. Anderson, they're trying to battle for position. Beatrice now playing in front of him. Anderson lost the ball, gets it away to Juwan. And all the way across court, he threw it away. Ron Howard looks a little out of sync here right now as the Rockets call a timeout. 2:04 left to play in the first quarter, and Houston up by 4. Rockets up by 4, 2:04 left in the first quarter. Let's take a look at tonight's McDonald's League leaders. And these are the teams with the best records, went over 100 points since 2003. You notice why, though? They're the best defense.
Defense. This team right here, I have no idea why they're in there.
and Miami.
Defense.
Yeah. and so those are 2 Van Gundys and in there along with Popovich. Play good defense and score 100. That's unbeatable.
That was two Van Gundy's.
Yeah, that's the one thing Jeff talked about tonight. Everybody wanted to talk about his brother's resignation a couple of days ago from the Miami Heat. And Jeff said really he didn't want to talk about the personal things. They talk every day, of course, by phone. But Jeff said he just told his brother he was proud of him and the job that he had done at Miami, because really Pat Riley left that team when it was 0-8 several seasons ago. He said, Stan, this is all yours. And so Stan took that Miami Heat team and took it to where it is now, and now Riley's taking it over again.
Yep. So what are you really trying to say, Bill?
Well, I just said it.
Okay, then.
I don't think...
I'll read between those lines.
I think Pat thought that was going to hurt his Hall of Fame resume. Yeah. So he got out, and then they got Shaq.
Yep. They wanted Stan Van Gundy. Did a great job putting that team together.
Yes, he did, and Stan did a beautiful job, and I predict he'll be back in coaching. Not too distant future. Because he said he wanted to spend more time with his 14-year-old daughter. And you told me that most 14-year-old daughters
don't want their dad around. Dad, get away from me.
Well, we wish him all the best. He's a great guy. All right, Stromile Swift in the game now. Back outside, and good catch by Luther Head. 7 seconds on the shot clock for Houston. Stromile, big step on Murphy, and he throws.
So Troy Murphy is strong.
Yeah.
And the Rockets post players are not realizing that you can't go through Troy Murphy. He's just like a brick wall there, and that time Stromile Swift found that out. Here's the turnovers. Rockets with 5. Last couple of games in the Rockets wins, they've been taking care of the basketball, but tonight 5 turnovers is way too many.
Dunleavy giving it up now to Baron Davis. Murphy stays in the game. Biedrins and Fisher. Davis with a tough shot on the baseline. He missed it.
That's part of the reason why he shoots a poor percentage, because a lot of his shots are tough shots.
Yao sets that big pick. Eric Anderson gets a good look at the basket. Short. Fisher will bring it up. They like to run. 3-on-3 fast break. Fisher to the basket. Missed it. Luther Head now can go all the way if he wants to. He does, and he does.
And he does. I love it. Luther can do that. He can get the ball to the basket, and he needs to do that more. I believe with his penetration, the Rockets' offense looks way better.
Roy Murphy from the outside. He misses again, so they have relegated themselves to a jump shooting team here in the first quarter, and the shots are not going all of a sudden. 33% for the Warriors.
Well, they're taking the first shot that they have. If they would work the ball around and run the pick and roll, that's where they really have an advantage over the Rockets. They would get a better shot, but they're just taking their first shot.
Well, Baron Davis pulled him out there. There were 9 seconds on the shot clock. Davis with the foul, which will allow the Rockets to get the final possession here with 14 seconds, as Murphy will come out. Chaparkaba will check into the game. Zarco had his career high against Houston last year.
Yes, I remember.
Yeah, me too. So the Rocket can dribble it except for 1/10 of a second. Can take it all the way down. Well, Swift was looking into Yao. Spacing was not good. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, down to 1. Yao Ming takes it back up. The referees are looking at each other, and finally Louis Grillo said no, it wasn't any good. Got it off too late. Well, I think the reason they didn't give a signal is they have a chance to look at it again and get it right. They will look at it, but I think he was right in his initial reaction is that Yao gets it off just a hair too late. Let's watch again.
Well, if it was too late, you can see the red around the backboard. It was too late. If that's the case, it was a shot clock violation.
Okay, good. And we'll take a break. That's the end of the first quarter. The Rockets 24, the Warriors 18. Again, everybody, and welcome back to Oakland, where the Rockets win the first 12 minutes, 24-18. Boy, he has had a smile on his face since his back's gotten better.
Yeah, that's... Whenever you have back problems, it'll put a big frown on your face, but it's great to see Tracy McGrady back in the lineup.
That's what I talked about a little earlier about the changing of the guard in the Pacific Division. The Clippers and the Golden State Warriors, but the Lakers have been playing better, although they lost tonight. Yep. Sacramento's starting to play better since the Rockets visited there.
2 former Rockets on that team.
We'll see the Clippers Saturday at 12:30 out here on the coast, 2:30 in Houston. Richardson taking it in, and Yao Ming swatted it away.
He spiked it. Like Yao was playing volleyball with that one.
What's Derek Fisher thinking about?
That was Jason Richardson.
Oh, was it?
He really wasn't thinking.
That time, good move by Bidrin.
Don't want to throw a bounce pass to Yao. He's too big. Throw it up there to his hands.
Inside, Bidrin gets it to go. Andres Bidrin.
That is the 6th turnover for the Rockets. The Rockets had a total of 7 in the last game against Portland.
Luther head. Romar Swift looking down to Yao Ming. Now they get it into him. He's got Chaparkapa behind him. Takes it to the middle. That's easy pickings for Yao Ming.
Rockets just have to keep getting the ball into Yao. As long as Golden State's going to play behind him and play him one-on-one, Yao can score every time.
12 points and 7 rebounds for the great wall of Yao here early in the game. Albert Cheney has the ball deflected out of bounds by Houston.
You know, Yao is playing so well, Bill. I wonder if he went to that same foot reflexology place that you and I went to get a foot massage.
I don't know. I slept through my session. Mutombo checks into the game. Yeah, Yao Ming will come out.
I wasn't able to sleep through mine because your snoring was so loud.
Oh, thank you. 12 points and 7 rebounds as Yao goes to the bench. So let's see if Mutombo now can keep it going in the middle, especially rebounding-wise. Albert Cheney, and there it is. Mutombo deflects it away. He has been very active on this road trip. McGrady sets up Derek Anderson, and he hits a 3. Boy, the whole defense went with McGrady when he went to the basket. Derek was all alone by the 3-point line.
And those are the wide-open shots that Tracy McGrady creates for his teammates. When Tracy's not on the court, those shots are not there.
Yeah, and earlier this season, the Rockets weren't hitting them when they were there. Now they're starting to hit them. Albert Cheney's a veteran. He's been around a long time. Left-hander out of Indiana. Turns, fires, and hits. He can shoot. That's one thing he's always been able to do. Albert in his 13th NBA campaign. Anderson looking for McGrady. He's got Cheney behind him. And that's going to be a whistle.
Derek Anderson trying to cut through the lane, and Jason Richardson gave him a nice little forearm to the chops. So welcome to Golden State. Let's watch, see if we see it here as he cuts through. Oh, I guess it's his shoulder. Derek does a good job of making sure the officials see it.
Swift giving it up. T-Mac goes to the rack and draws a crowd. Take your pick. So Zarko Chaparkapa is called for the foul.
Well, see, every time Tracy catches the ball in the post, they're double and triple teaming it. They're not doing that when Yao has the ball in the post yet.
Chaparkapa out of Serbia and Montenegro in his 3rd season. Well, it's both now.
Just checking your geography there.
Yugoslavia was what it used to be,
yes.
But now they've got 4 different countries. Croatia, also in that same area.
That whole region,
boy,
generates some great basketball.
Basketball crazy, aren't they, Matt?
They certainly are.
Inside, look at that big step by Richardson. He didn't finish it off, however, and Derek Anderson could not corral it.
Just didn't have enough juice in that leg to corral that basketball.
Rockets are one of the leaders defensively year in and year out. The Rockets allow only 42% shooting. That's good for number 3 in the NBA, and 35% is all right now the Warriors are able to shoot. And a whistle and a blocking foul on Miles Swift.
I talked with the Rockets coaching staff before the game about Golden State's pick and roll, and they said when Derek Fisher runs the pick and roll, he's looking to shoot it every time.
Well, what is it about the Rockets that brings out the best in Zarko? Chaparkapa. Again, what, 27 in that high against Houston? 26 points last year. Derek Anderson to the basket. And Chaparkapa with a hand check, his 2nd foul of the game. That's the 3rd team foul on the Warriors.
Let's watch D.A. drive it in there, and Parker been trying to stay with him and gives him a little push there with his right hand, and the officials call it.
When did he do that?
Right there in the lane, Bill.
Oh. Stromile Swift giving it up to T-Mac, double team. Swift gets the left-handed shot, and again, Tracy McGrady creates the double team, gives up the ball.
If I'm on the court with Tracy McGrady, I'm going to give him the ball and get open.
Troy Murphy hits from the outside.
Troy Murphy says, "Give me the ball, I'm open."
He is a 37% three-point shooter. That's his 25th of the season. Big, strong guy. They put the 3 points up number 1 in the NBA. They have 25 a game. So they will shoot it more than anybody in the league. Brady gets a double team over to Mutombo, and Mutombo creates the foul. He has that awkward little move little step that he takes. So a timeout taken by the Warriors. Stromile Swift with a nifty move on a good pass. And the Rockets lead at 33-27. 33-27 Houston. They're young Rockets fans everywhere we go. The Rockets have, we talked about points in the paint and how the Rockets have not been successful in that area this season. But over the last 3 games they have, and they look like they're dominating that paint area tonight here in the early going.
Yeah, they've done a good job of finding the weakness in Golden State's defense, and holding a 6-point lead here with 8:21 left is a great step in the right direction for the Rockets, because this Golden State team is a front-running team. If they get the lead, they will run away from you. The Rockets doing a good job of holding the lead on the road.
Another area, both teams with 9 assists. The Rockets 9 assists on 12 baskets, 9 assists on 11 baskets for Golden State. So the two teams are really moving the ball around very well as Dikembe Mutombo puts it up and in.
And the Rockets shooting the ball well, 52%. That'll up your assist ratio quite a bit when you're making the shot.
Certainly does. Fisher getting it into Murphy. And a blocking foul called on Derek Anderson.
See, Troy Murphy is one of those rare players who can hit the 3-point shot, but can also take the ball inside. Such a strong player, plays great defense inside, but when he has the ball on the post or around the basket, he's going to draw the foul or put it in.
Murphy, number 1 draft choice 5 seasons ago out of Notre Dame. He enters this season owning career averages of just over 10 points and 8 rebounds a game, and he's done a good job this season rebounding the ball at 9 rebounds a game.
He had 14 rebounds in their game last night, and has had more than 10 rebounds in the last 5 games straight.
We signed him a big multi-year contract extension last year. Luther Head brings it up, 35-28 Houston. Brady. He'll work on Calvert Chaney.
That's a double team.
There it is. And Mutombo underneath. And another great pass from T-Mac. He just passes it to whoever guy comes over and grabs him. He gets it over to the other guy.
That's easy basketball. You got 2 guys on you, somebody's got to be open.
Largest lead of the game for Houston. Murphy picked up Richardson. Well, that's a tough shot. Derek Anderson saw he was going to shoot it, and he jumped out on him, and he made it anyway.
Well, he's only shooting 29% from the 3-point line on the season. That one looked real good.
It really did.
Here comes the double team.
Tracy floats in the air. He's fouled. He'll shoot 2. Calvert Chaney with the foul.
That time the double team was a little late. Tracy McGrady able to get a quick move and a shot.
Calvert Chaney arguing his case. That's an argument you never win.
I've never seen an official, especially Louis Grillo, change his call.
So Chaney will come out, and Baron Davis will check back into the game.
Barron's been sitting out for quite a few minutes, and I think that's going to help him down the stretch. He has, at times, really worn out and been injury-prone with the Hornets. Here in Golden State, they're only playing for about 37 minutes a game, and that's going to really help him down the stretch.
It's interesting to see what the Rockets have done. Murphy blocked by Mutombo, and Luther Head has it in the open court. T-Mac takes it to the basket and draws another foul.
Let's watch Dikembe Mutombo at work. Oh, he gets a nice block. Nope, not in here. Nope. Not going to happen.
Is that 3 for him already? Tracy will have one more free throw.
He's got 2 officially.
Rockets are shooting 78%. That's good for number 7 in the NBA in free throw shooting, and that's what they've been shooting. 9 of the last 10 games, they've outshot their opponent from the free throw line. This time, T-Mac misses both free throws. Fisher right back the other way. Mutombo says, "You don't believe me."
Well, if you don't believe me, I'll do it again.
Fisher will try it again. And the foul on McGrady.
Let's watch Dikembe Mutombo. If at first you succeed, then do it again. Nah, that's not going to happen. Dikembe has really played well in the last few games.
Richardson, tough shot. Long rebound to Fisher. Takes it inside. This time, he got it up quick enough. Mutombo was sealed off by one of his own men.
Yes, Strohmeyer was trying to block that and block Dikembe out.
39-33. Rockets up by 6. Strohmeyer giving it up to Luther Head. Luther still atop the rankings in the top 3-point shooters in the league and traveling on Strohmeyer's switch. It's hard to go one-on-one against these defenses nowadays, isn't it?
Yeah, especially that close to the basket. With the defense rules the way they are, you can really sag your defense.
Dunleavy from outside, and he misses. 3 for 10 already from the 3-point line for the Golden State Warriors. Rockets are 3 for 7 from behind the arc. Double team won't go away. That leaves Luther Head open, and he misses. That's the one Rocket I wouldn't leave open. He's 48% from the 3-point line. He misses his first. Dunleavy will crank up a long one, and the rebound to T-Mac. Eric Anderson says, "Let me get it to Swift." Mutombo and Luther Head. Luther got it.
The pace of this basketball game is fun to watch. I love this kind of basketball, but this is the pace that the Golden State Warriors want to play at. They want to get more possessions in the game. The Rockets are not used to playing at this pace.
Luther Head shooting 42% on the season from the field and 47% from the 3-point line. Richardson, whoa, what a tough hook shot going to his right.
He falls down hard again on his right ankle, limping back.
Good news for the Warriors. T-Mac has it on the wing against Dunleavy. He'll rise up and hit. Tracy McGrady, 10 points, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds.
Well, whenever the ball runs through Tracy McGrady, the Rockets' offense looks very good.
Yeah. Dunleavy will back it out now. 4.5 minutes left to play in the quarter. 6 on the shot clock. Dunleavy fouled before he gets to the basket, and the Rockets had a foul to give. Mutombo gave it early, so the Warriors will bring it in when we come back from this break. But Dikembe Mutombo has been shutting off that middle for the Houston Rockets. 43-35 Houston, as the Houston Rockets 56% from the field for Houston here in the first half, and holding Golden State to 39%.
Golden State has 36 shots to only 27 shots for the Rockets. Golden State has yet to turn the ball over. So that is where the difference is. The Rockets have 7 turnovers.
But the Rockets have 4 blocks. And only 1 block for the Golden State Warriors. 3 of those 4 blocks by Dikembe Mutombo in his 6 minutes of play. And Baron Davis got off to an early start with that first 3-pointer. And they cooled him off a little bit. Actually, Mike Montgomery cooled him off by taking him out of the game. So he hasn't scored in the second quarter, but Mutombo's been the big man inside. How important is it to your defense, Matt, You played with Akeem Olajuwon guarding your backside when you got a shot blocker back in the paint.
It's so important. It gives you so much more confidence. You can really play up on the ball handler a little bit closer because you know you have that help behind you.
Dunleavy misses the three.
So Golden State,
They're going for the home run.
what they do is they get a lot of penetration. And with that penetration, they have their shooters spotted up around the three-point line. The Rockets have decided to give Dunleavy that shot, and he hasn't hit it yet.
Well, they're number 26 in the league, however, in three-point shooting. They do shoot it a lot, but they don't make it a lot. Going to go to Stromile Swift, working on Murphy now. Puts it up with the left hand. Now, he's been working on that all season long, shooting with the other hand.
And it's working, man. Those last two shots he's made look great with that left hand.
Rockets now with their biggest lead of the game, 10 points. Oh, Murphy. My goodness.
Well, Mutombo's supposed to be guarding him. He wasn't close enough, so Murphy says, well, we shoot 25 times a game. I might as well get one up.
Can't imagine wanting to get him that far out. Mutombo. And Jeff Van Gundy whistles a quick timeout. He wants to take a full timeout. 3:23 left to play in the second period. And it's the Rockets 45, the Warriors 38 on FSN Houston.
Welcome back to the arena in Oakland, where Houston is beating Golden State Warriors 45-38. I want to show you a little bit about the Golden State offense. Now here's the ball handler. Here's the pick going to be set. Go ahead and run it right there. Now in this pick and roll, after Barron comes off, stop it here. Here's Dikembe Mutombo. Here's his man right here. Dikembe is supporting the defense. So there's a shooter, here's a shooter, and there's a shooter in the corner. As Golden State swings it around, see Stromile Swift has to be the rotator. Dunleavy misses that shot, but that is the basic offense for the Golden State Warriors, running the pick and roll and spotting up the shooters.
So you pick your poison, in other words. I guess Murphy is a 37% three-point shooter. Dunleavy shoots only 26%.
Right, so Stromile Swift rotated quickly to Murphy, not giving him the shot. Murphy had to swing it to Dunleavy. Dunleavy not been hitting the shots tonight, although he has been shooting well in the past 5 games.
Matt, as I pointed up a little earlier, the Warriors take the most three-point shots of any team in the league. They average 25 a game, but they make only 8. Is that good for your offense? Or, I mean, I guess they're doing okay, but would you rather see them drive to the basket?
Well, I think the reason why they get so many three-point shots is because they have penetrators like Baron Davis and Jason Richardson, so that opens up those three-point shots. If they ever start hitting a better percentage, they're going to be unstoppable.
David Wesley from the outside, and he misses the three. Yao Ming back into the game, along with Swift, Tracy McGrady, Wesley, and Luther Head. This was a good combination in Sacramento. Derek Anderson was also a part of that group. And that's going to be
legal D on Stromile Swift.
on Stromile.
Stromile was sagging in the lane there to help on Baron Davis, and was in there for 3 seconds.
He's got to come out. That's
he's going in and out, please. That's all you have to do. You just, if you're in the lane for 2.9 seconds, you get out, and then you get back in. Of course, if you can count 2.9 seconds in your head, that's right. You're way ahead of us.
Well, Mike Montgomery now going to Ike Diagu, who's in the game now, a rookie. And Davis on the pass-off is fouled.
It's okay if I just call him Ike?
Yeah, sure. So there he is.
There's Ike.
Diagu was an early entry candidate for the NBA draft. He played 3 seasons at Arizona State. A 6'8 rookie, 255 pounds, a little on the smallish side, but they've got really a young roster. When you look at Biedrins and Diagu, Monte Ellis is the youngster from Lanier High School in Jackson, Mississippi, and a lot of people say he's going to be a great one. Aaron Miles, good young player out of Kansas. We've got a lot of young players on this team that don't see a lot of action. All right, McGrady now. Rockets have been a little cold, and McGrady heats him up again.
If you've been cold, get the ball to T-Mac.
Pretty good solution, isn't it?
Easy basketball.
McGrady with 12 points. That ties him for the scoring lead with Yao Ming. Murphy all alone again. And he misses. Diagu tips it outside. And T-Mac comes away with it. Tracy. Nice pass to Yao. foul, but it was deflected by Fisher. Fisher said, "What am I doing here?"
Yeah. That's all he could do is just deflect that pass. But that's what, if I'm out there on the court with T-Mac, I'm going to give him the ball and get open. And that's what Yao did. He went right to the front of the rim.
Yao is fouled. He heard that whistle, put the shot up, and he'll get a couple of free throws.
The Rockets, you saw in that graphic, shoot 80% this quarter.
This is what the Rockets have envisioned, haven't they, Matt, for their team? Yao gets them off to a good start. They gave McGrady a couple of quick rest stops in the first quarter. Now he's got 8 in the second quarter. So Mr. Inside and Mr. Outside.
Yeah, when you've got an inside-outside attack like the Rockets do, you don't have to hit them with both punches at the same time. You can go right and then left. And that should save those guys for later on in the game.
Rockets not hitting the free throws, though. They missed 4. 11 of 15. Murphy to the basket, and he's fouled. He'll shoot a couple.
See, he's a smart player, Bill. He had a wide open 3 that he missed last time. This time he had the open shot, but he took the ball to the basket, drew the contact. He's going to the free throw line. Here is the open shot. He decides, I'm taking it in there. Contact, just doesn't get it to go in.
Got to remember, too, Murphy is left-handed. You've got to guard him on that side. He's averaging 15 points, 9 rebounds a game, and that's good. 9 rebounds good for number 17 in the NBA.
Well, you mentioned that he signed a big multi-year contract, and I really like when I see guys who sign big contracts come back and have a better year, in the first year of their contract. Too many guys have great years and then sign a big contract and fall off. Troy Murphy, not one of those guys.
Murphy, an 82% free throw shooter. As a team, the Warriors shoot 73%. Grady outside now. He's got a slower Murphy on him. He takes him baseline, puts it up with the left hand, and he made it all. Tracy McGrady. Did he invent another shot?
Wow.
And don't you know that Troy Murphy said, what am I doing out here with this guy?
Yeah, Troy Murphy's like, little help, please. And T-Mac, he sees that Wachovia Bank moment opportunity and knocks it down.
Well, yeah, that Wachovia Bank moment, that's the best time for that. Harry Furman says, let's get that in a hurry.
That was a nice drive.
Harry's playing on the injured list tonight.
Yes, he is.
Got a little food poisoning last night. He called our room for sympathy. There was no answer. Richardson backs it back out, throws it over Murphy's head. Dunleavy saves it. Shot clock at 7 seconds. Down to 5 seconds. Davis. Wow. Baron Davis. He's something. 14 points for Baron Davis.
He makes the ridiculous look easy.
Yeah. 51-46. Brady. Short. Yagu gets the rebound over to Davis. Down inside, Richardson blocked by Stromile Swift. And Richardson throws it to the first row.
You're open. Shoot it. Oh.
That's what she's telling her.
Yeah, hey, you should have shot the ball. Let's watch here. Nice lob pass, but Stromile says, nah, you got to jump higher than that.
That's 5 blocks now for the Houston Rockets here in the first half. David Wesley looking for T-Mac, who in turn looks for Yao Ming. Murphy doing everything he can to keep Yao off the post. Yeah. And that's going to be a knee in the back.
That's a good call. Troy Murphy is a very strong player, but you can't lift up with your leg. Lifting Yao's center of gravity up off the floor here, and you'll see Troy Murphy, he's just all over him. And that's just too much. You got to let Yao be able to make a move.
Yeah. Of course, they let him get away. If you can keep that elbow bent, you can get away with murder down there, can't you?
Well, they have been. Yao's been taking a beating down there on the post, and Troy Murphy's saying, hey, look, I've been watching the films. We've been letting that go in previous games.
Yeah, I think Yao gets probably fouled more than any player in the league. I don't say probably. I know he does.
Shaq and Yao, they just get beat up. They're the big guys on the block, and the little guys are allowed to just take shots at him.
Well, Shaq has learned how to give it back.
Did they count that shot? I don't think they did. Troy Murphy's saying, hey.
They did not.
The ball went in.
They did not, but it was the 15th foul on Houston, so Murphy will get a couple of free throws. He's a little too far out to give the continuation.
We mentioned our producer, Perry Furman, playing on the injury list. How about we want to wish Gene Peterson
really do.
speedy recovery. He's back home in Houston, not doing the radio show here because he is sick, and Craig Ackerman flew out to fill in for him.
Gino's been sick the entire road trip, and he tried to gut it out, couldn't do it. I know I was staying next to him and had those thin walls in the hotel, and he was coughing all night long. So Gino, get well, and we'll see you when we get back home. Oh, yeah, he's wide open. Great pass. That Tracy McGrady has really spread the wealth. 17 points for Yao Ming, 15 for McGrady.
And 5 assists for T-Mac.
17, 16 seconds. Shot clock is off. The Warriors can take the final shot. Rockets need a good defensive possession here. Davis will pull the trigger. Back outside now. Richardson with a three. He misses. Swift tips it to Yao Ming. Yao gives it up to Wesley. And that will end the first half of play. And a beautiful first half for the Houston Rockets. Mr. Inside, Yao Ming with 17 points and 8 rebounds. Mr. Outside, Tracy McGrady with 15 points, 5 assists, and 4 rebounds. And the Rockets lead it at the half, 55-47. Stay with us. Tonight's Toyota Power Team halftime report comes your way after the break. Rockets leading at the half, 55-47. But, Matt, I don't know how they can continue to shoot 58%.
Well, let's hope that they do. Golden State Warriors shooting less than 40%, but the 55 points for the Rockets is good news. The Rockets are 7-1 when they score more than 90 points in a game. They're going to need to score more than 90 tonight with Golden State Warriors.
Baron Davis leading the Warriors. He got off to a great start, and this guy can flat shoot it.
Yeah, he's had a great half. 14 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds, but he's hitting the outside shots. He's making the steals, and watch out. Watch what? Oh, no, that's nasty. Over Yao's head. And Jason Richardson, also the second player of that backcourt duo, he's hitting shots as well. He's got 11 points tonight. Jason Richardson is a great player, and those two guys in the backcourt are very, very tough.
Well, they're very tough, but Yao Ming has certainly been just as tough. He's 6 of 7 from the field.
That's a great percentage right there. Yao's getting it done, and then getting great passes like that from Tracy McGrady makes it easy. And, of course, Tracy McGrady, he's had a fantastic half, 15 points with 5 assists. But he's hitting shots and creating shots as well. This right here is just nasty, Bill. That's just special right there.
I think what the Rockets did with T-Mac early in the game, they brought him out a couple of times in the first quarter. I don't know if that's how they're going to play him with the back, but he seemed to warm to the occasion. He really got into it in the second quarter.
Yeah, Yao started off the game very hot, and then and Tracy kind of took his time getting into the rhythm, and then came back in the second quarter and really took over.
I don't think Golden State can win the way they're defensing Yao Ming right now. Do you think that will change?
Well, we've been talking about this. Yao, they've got to double team him. Yao is 6 for 7. He's got 17 points. They just can't guard him one-on-one. I mean, they're going to have to double team him in the second half if they want a chance to win this game.
And that means T-Mac won't get a double team, so we'll see if the left one don't get you, then the right one will.
Pick your poison, Bill.
That's it. We'll pick it in just a moment. We'll be back with the second half on FSN Houston. Here tonight's Bud Light first half stats. And for the Houston Rockets, 58%, Golden State 38%. As you go down, you see points in the paint. The Rockets have the numbers there. Look at only 1 turnover by the Golden State Warriors. And the Rockets have done a pretty good job. It's 7. Most of those came in the first quarter. And the 5 block shots by Houston. Yao Ming with 17, Tracy McGrady with 15, Derek Anderson, Wesley, and Luther Head. Coming off that bench, Luther and Derek Anderson. Baron Davis, Troy Murphy, Jason Richardson, the big 3 for the Golden State Warriors. Well, that guy on the left, Chris Mullen, could play a little basketball, couldn't he? That left-hander could flat shoot it.
It's like Rod Higgins on the right.
Yeah, that's right.
He played for the Golden State Warriors as well. So 2 ex-Golden State Warriors in the front office here, and Chris Mullen has done an excellent job putting this team together and really bringing Golden State into this 21st century in the NBA.
Yeah, he's got a plan. He's executed it. Really wanted Baron Davis. He thought he had a good mix of young players, Matt. He needed somebody to kind of be the guiding force to settle them down and give them a little bit of personality, and that's what Davis has been able to do.
Well, Baron has been the leader on this team, and they've got a lot of talent. They've got a lot of youngsters. They needed a guy who would come in and be a leader, and Baron Davis has definitely done that. I played with Baron in Charlotte for 1 year, one of my all-time favorite teammates, a great guy. really happy to see him doing well here in Golden State because he has a lot to offer this game. He's a very personable young man, does a lot of great things off the court, has raised a lot of money for the hurricane relief through his foundation, and for him to have a chance here in Golden State to really turn his team around is great to see.
Conversely, for the Houston Rockets, it's Tracy McGrady that kind of sets their personality. A lot of people like to use that term, give his team a swagger. Jeff Van Gundy says the swagger just means, are you a good player? And there's Jason Richardson, and he hits another three.
Whoops. Yeah, Jason Richardson has been hot, but take a look at the Rockets bench. They're on their feet for the start of the second half, and that's great to see in the middle of a 6-game road trip that everyone's into the game and everyone's got a lot of energy.
Giving it up to T-Mac now. Richardson right up on his face. He didn't run with a double team. Tracy missed it. Bowen rushes in and gets the offensive rebound.
Ryan, that's what he does, giving his team another possession.
Donald Foyle now trying to play behind Yao Ming again. That did not work in the first quarter. Foyle being a little more physical with Yao. That time he bumped him right off the spot, and they let him do it.
Donald Foyle is very physical. That time he was able to effect that shot.
Dunleavy hits a three. Back-to-back threes to start the third quarter.
Well, that's the worst possible start for the Rockets. Golden State only shot 38% in the first half. If they get going here in the second half, watch out.
Well, just like that 8-point lead is down to 2. Swinging around, Ryan Bowen, of course, wide open, and he recoiled his arm back. 0 for 3 from the field for Ryan.
Well, Ryan needs to take his time on those shots. He's going to have plenty of wide open space to shoot.
They are not shy about shooting, are they? No conscience out there on that floor.
Well, you mentioned they only had 1 turnover in the first half. I wanted to say the reason for that is they shoot it before they can turn it over. If you get a shot up, you can't turn the ball over.
They average 82 shots taken a game. Man. Conversely, the Rockets shoot only 73 times a game. You've got to be a little better. T-Mac backing up. Richardson on his hip. Wesley's wide open. Takes it, looking right on, and Richardson gets it up the court. Baron Davis all the way to the basket for 2, and this game is tied at 55. An 8-0 run out of the gate here in the third quarter for Golden State.
Well, there's the shooting so far this third quarter. Golden State has come out on fire.
Brady gets a pick. He misses. And the rebound off the knee of Murphy. The Rockets get a fresh 24.
Well, the Rockets are playing at Golden State's tempo, and Van Gundy wants to really cool the Golden State Warriors off with that timeout.
They came out firing away. And we do have a timeout. This game tied at 55. We are all tied up at 55. The Warriors have sprinted out to an 8-0 run.
Well, they've done it on the back of Baron Davis. Now here's David Wesley, former Hornet, missing a 3. Has to get back on Baron Davis, former Hornet, behind the back, reverse, little English off the glass. David Wesley's seen that before many times in practice, but he didn't want to see it in tonight's game, I'm sure.
Ryan Bowen was trying to help him out on the other side, and Baron Davis would have none of that. So Davis, 5 of 9 now. He's 16 points and 5 assists. The Rockets have not come out with quite as much spring in their step as the Warriors have. So we'll see what happens here. How'd you enjoy your trip over on BART tonight?
Oh yeah, we rode the BART over from San Francisco here to Oakland. That was my first time ever on the BART, and I really enjoyed it. Thank you for taking me.
Yeah, you got to go right under the bay.
Yeah,
and come in here, and we had a couple of claustrophobic guys going with us.
Adrian Chavarria, the Spanish radio guy, he was scared to death on that thing, wasn't he? Yeah, that was nice of you to hold his hand, though.
That's yes. Well, and it did draw some stares, no doubt about it. From the deep corner, and David Wesley coming out of that timeout with a 3-pointer.
Jeff Van Gundy, excellent job of drawing up plays out of timeouts to get good shots.
Baron Davis picked up by T-Mac. Dunleavy with a head fake, reposition. Boy, Wesley stayed right with him. Dunleavy hit it. Boy, they're red hot coming out of the quarter.
Mike Dunleavy was only 1 for 5 in the first half, but got a couple shots to go down here. Actually, 0 for 4 in the first half. Sorry, made 2 in a row.
Good defense now. The Warriors played pretty good defense the first half. The Rockets just had all the answers. Juwan Howard now bumps his man off, puts up the shot, missed it. Rebound goes to guess who?
Flying Ryan in amongst 3 Warriors. Takes the ball away and puts it back in.
I couldn't even see him with all the white jerseys. Alley-oop inside.
That's a play.
Yeah, Bowen rejects it right back to Murphy, however. He misses, and Yao Ming with a rebound. Yao Ming with 9 boards, 17 points. And an offensive foul on Juwan Howard.
Oh, that's wrong. That is absolutely wrong. Louis Grillo calls a technical.
He had his back turned to him.
Didn't even see him. Juwan Howard was upset with himself for getting that offensive foul. Bounced the ball on the ground. Let's watch what Juwan Howard does. Now watch. Here's Louis Grillo right here. Watch. He's not even looking. Juwan just bounces the ball. Louis Grillo still has not looked.
Now he looks.
Now he looks to call the technical. That's wrong.
That's bad refereeing.
That is really wrong.
If you don't see it, how do you call?
Juwan was just upset with himself for having the foul.
I think most good officials would have given him a delay of the game, a delay of game warning.
Well, most good officials would have at least looked for it first.
That's embarrassing for Grillo. 10 rebounds now for Yao Ming. McGrady. Dunleavy right up in his face. McGrady backs up, fires, misses. And the rebound goes to Murphy. Long down court pass to Dunleavy the other way, and he couldn't catch up to it. And Grillo takes the spill.
Well, there he is now. Let's see if he's okay. He went flying into the stands. Let's see if we see it here now. Long outlet pass. Mike Dunleavy cannot catch up with it. And Louis Grillo comes in and whoop, there he goes.
What was he doing? It looked like he was stopped. Maybe he was trying to avoid hitting a cameraman down there.
Keith Jones there, Rockets trainer, helping him out. He took a tumble there. That's anytime you go over some folding chairs, there's a lot of metal to hit, and that can never feel good.
Gotta get hazard pay.
He says he's okay.
Louis, a long-time official in the NBA. So Wesley will bring the ball up now. Rockets up by 3. Wesley gets a step. Wesley goes to the basket and draws the foul with a great hustle play by David Wesley. You know, I think these teams are so well scouted, you just think he's going to pull back out and set up the play, right?
Yep, and David Wesley, good job of taking it in, and Mike Dunleavy trying to draw the foul. Let's see if he's got his feet set. Yeah, he's definitely moving into him. That's a good call. Got to have your feet square, set, and your body square.
Maybe the hardest call to make in basketball, right?
No question. No question the hardest call.
Rockets have missed 4 free throws, 14 of 18 for Houston.
Hey, there's the guy who got hit by Louis Grillo. He's got a little bloody nose.
You're going to sit on the first row. You got to be ready to play.
Huh.
So the Rockets back up by 4 points now.
That guy paid for a seat in blood, didn't he?
Mm-hmm. That's getting a little too close to the action. And a whistle and a foul on Ryan Bowen.
With everything that's happened in the last 2 minutes, I would expect that the officials really tighten the game up here. And if you're a player, you got to be ready for that, ready for some quick whistles.
Murphy looking inside, now goes back to Baron Davis. Foyle is not going to give him a lot of offense. He'll set a lot of picks. And he sets one for Baron Davis, another 3 for Davis. 18 points.
Barron's 3 for 5 from the three-point line. I talked with assistant coach Mario Ellie before the game. They want him to get away from those three-point shots.
Yao Ming, baseline jumper, got it. Good touch by Yao.
That was a tough one there.
7 for 9 from the field, 19 points and 10 rebounds for Yao Ming. Davis to the basket, and it's blocked by McGrady. That's 6 blocks for Houston. Wesley from the three-point line hits. David Wesley, oh, what a blow.
Yeah, but Wesley's got 12 already now. That shot looked really smooth.
Donald Foyle, that's going to be a charge. No basket. Ryan Bowen got over and set himself.
Yeah, the fans aren't going to like that, but that was the right call. You mentioned that's a very difficult call to make, but Ryan Bowen gets over there, gets set, squared up, takes the contact. That is what Ryan Bowen does for this team.
Donald Foyle picked up his third foul. He has no points and 3 fouls. 6-point lead by Houston. McGrady back out to Bowen. Bowen's wide open, and he in and out. Yao Ming with a rebound, tried to take it back up. Knocked out of bounds by the Warriors.
See, he's got that open jump shot. He can take all the time that he needs because they're not going to run out at him. But when he's open, he's got to shoot that basketball. And that time he took the right shot, and Yao was there for the offensive rebound.
Fresh 24 seconds for Houston as Wesley tried to lay it up to Yao Ming. Davis comes out of there with it, gets it up ahead to Richardson. Davis, he's been hot, and this time he misses, and the rebound to Wesley. Rockets trying to weather the storm. The Warriors came out, scored 8 points in a row to tie the game. Rockets called a timely timeout. McGrady off the back of the iron, and the rebound to Richardson. Jason Richardson will fire up a 3 and hit. They're getting some pretty good looks.
Well, they're playing basketball, Bill. This is a basketball game. The Rockets are playing at Golden State's Temple, but I love it. This is the kind of game I like to watch.
3-point Houston lead as Wesley will set up the offense looking for Yao Ming. Yao's got it on Donald Foyle. Double team comes. Yao goes the other way. Short on the shot. Tips it up in the air. Davis quickly. Richardson. 2. And Jeff Van Gundy will call a timeout. 5:27. It's going to be a 20-second timeout because he called a full a moment ago. The thing that Jeff fears, you don't want to let them get off and running. This is a good young team, and they like to play from the lead, so you want to try to keep it as long as you can, Matt.
That's a great point. Jeff Van Gundy wants his team to be able to run up and down the court, but you see on this last miss, watch this pass from Barron. He just takes it with one hand and flips it ahead to Richardson, who normally would dunk that, but looked like he jumped off a marshmallow there, was able to get the layup to go in. But like you say, Van Gundy wants his team to play up-tempo. He wants his team to play basketball, but he doesn't want the Golden State Warriors to get a lead and break away with this with the lead.
I think the Rockets have always prided themselves on getting back. They're a good defensive rebounding team. They're always in the top 7 in defensive rebounding, and they get back on defense, and they don't like to give up layups.
Yep. Here's another fast break. Troy Murphy had already gone through and took the defense with him, and Jason Richardson trails for the 3-point shot, and that's, like you say, Golden State takes a lot of 3-point shots, but that's part of their offense. Their coaches want them to shoot those shots, and when they go in, they can really get rolling.
9 of 22 from behind the arc for the Golden State Warriors to go along with the fast break points. The Rockets' lead is 1. Derek Anderson has checked into the game for the Rockets. Bowen stays in there. They go to Yao Ming. Yao jumps it up and misses. Murphy was right behind him. Baron Davis, great crossover. Sets up Dunleavy for a 3. Missed it, and Wesley with a rebound. And down to Yao. He's got a Donald Foyle behind him. And a foul. Richardson. Nope.
Fouls on Yao.
Turned into Richardson.
All Yao was doing was trying to make the pass. He's just so big. Let's watch here. They throw the ball into Yao. Yao is just trying to pivot and throw the ball inside to Derek Anderson. But Yao is just so big. Sometimes he gets penalized for being big. That was one of those cases.
Yep. Boyle trying to set that pick for Baron Davis. And he sets up Richardson. And Richardson gives the Warriors their first lead since early in the first quarter.
And he's got 22 already. He's 9 for 18. Baron Davis with 9 assists so far.
And a foul on a Donald Foyle. That's his 4th.
And Donald Foyle just holding his arms up. That call was a little dubious as well. Yao just kind of lost his balance and fell down in the lane, and they called the foul on Foyle.
Luther Head comes in for Ryan Bowen. 2 team fouls on the Warriors. The Rockets have 1. 4:24 left to play in the quarter. Derek Fisher has checked in for the Warriors. So it'll be Fisher and Baron Davis, Foyle, Dunleavy, and Richardson. Rockets will counter. Juwan Howard will stay in with Derek Anderson, Yao, Wesley, and Luther Head. Theodrins will check in now for O'Donnell Foyle. Golden State on another 8-0 run. Now to Juwan. Juwan's got a smaller man on him, but he didn't take his time. He missed the shot. Thought he was fouled, didn't get the whistle. Derek Fisher will pull up. Long two for Derek Fisher.
Derek Fisher's been shooting 50% over the last 6 games, averaging 17 points. He just jacked that one up.
Yes, he did. He wanted that shot. And the Warriors now with a 4-point lead. This equals their biggest lead of the game. And it's traveling on Luther Head. And the Rockets seem to have lost a little poise with Tracy McGrady out of the game.
You got to be able to rest Tracy. He can't play 48 minutes every game for 82 games a year. So the Rockets have to find some way to put the ball in the basket. I think the best option right now with Tracy on the bench is Yao Ming.
Well, they've gone away from Yao. It looks like they've gotten a little more physical with him in the middle now. Baron Davis goes to his left. Fisher will fire it up. He misses, and the rebound, Juwan.
Juwan knocked down his own player. It's rough inside there, Bill.
Down inside the Yao Ming, double team. Yao hits it, and he's called for traveling. Well, I think they have changed the way they're approaching Yao Ming now. They've really gotten physical with him and giving help.
Well, see, now there's a foul right there, lifting up the leg, but I mean, that may be traveling, but maybe not in the NBA.
Well, it was on that occasion. Last basket over 3 minutes for Houston. Dunleavy hooks it up, missed it, got it back. Inside, Beaver.
How about that pass from Baron Davis?
That was his 10th assist. Biggest lead of the game for the Warriors, 6 points. Yao Ming. So the Rockets took out Tracy McGrady, totally lost their poise, and in so doing, lost their lead. Golden State, biggest lead of the game, 2:40 left in the third. Time to check in on tonight's AIG Big Man Watch. And Yao Ming has got the numbers over O'Donnell Foyle, but here in the third quarter, they have gotten more physical with Yao, and he's only 1 for 4.
Yao's only got 2 points here in the second half. All these moves are from the first half. Now, see, they're playing behind Yao, one-on-one. Yao's able to take whatever shot he wants and able to shoot over the defender. And also a nice little offensive rebound for Yao. But in the second half, the Golden State Warriors have changed their defense on Yao. They've become more physical with him. They're playing him with 2 players, double-teaming him, and Yao has really struggled.
Yeah, he really has, and they're coming at him, they're bumping him, and making it a little more difficult for him to catch the ball, and that's what you said at halftime. They'd have to do a little different job on him, or he was going to run them right out of the building. Well, they have changed their defensive strategy. They've slowed him down. Tracy McGrady hasn't scored either in the third.
If Yao has 2 and Tracy has 0, that's not a good combination for the Rockets.
So T-Mac will check back into the game, as will Dikembe Mutombo. Yao will sit down. So it'll be Luther Head, Derek Anderson, Mutombo, McGrady, and Stromile Swift for Houston. Rockets led by as many as 10. They led by 8 at half. But a couple of 8-0 runs by the Warriors have given them a 6-point lead. Davis is open. Davis hits.
Well, Baron Davis came into tonight's game shooting 34%. Looks like he's broken out of that slump.
22 points for Davis, 22 for Richardson. 9-point lead made now by Golden State. Double team on McGrady. Swift. Yes, boy, that's a big basket.
Strohmile's had 2 or 3 really nice moves inside tonight.
Strohmile with 6 points. And a whistle. Strohmile Swift. The problem is staying on the court. That's his 4th foul.
He's only played 15 minutes, so that is a good point, Bill.
Yeah, that's, I think, the reason why he doesn't get more minutes. Gets in foul trouble, has to sit down. Everybody ran off and left Dunleavy, and that's why he shoots only 26% from behind the three-point line. 1:37 left to play. If the Rockets can finish here with a good run. And Richardson with the foul. That's his second. So both teams will be in the penalty for the final minute and a half. Dikembe Mutombo. He's fouled by Biedrins.
Well, you wouldn't expect that air ball from Luther. He has the best three-point field goal percentage of all time for rookies so far this season.
Well, maybe not after tonight.
Yeah, well, he's 0 for 2 tonight, but so far he's all-time leading three-point percentage shooter for rookies. 46%.
Rockets have missed 6 free throws tonight. That could be really tough in a close ball game. 71%. Rockets shooting 78 as a team. Good for number 7 in the NBA. Better release by Deke. And Mutombo with 5 points and 3 blocks. Tough assignment for Luther Head on Baron Davis. Caught him on a hot night, too. Biedrins missed it, and the rebound to McGrady. He's got Swift already underneath. Luther Head on the left wing. Luther to the basket. Finds Mutombo. Mutombo is double teamed and throws it away. Richardson.
That's tough to stop right there.
Yeah.
Jason Richardson in the open court is one of the best in the league.
43 seconds. Rockets can go 2 for 1 on possession.
A lot of turnovers for the Rockets.
McGrady short. Rebound, Richardson. Biedrins throws it away. Quickly to Anderson. Anderson, great move on Dunleavy for the slam. 20 seconds remaining in the quarter. Big turnaround there. Keeps the Rockets within 6 points. Keep it close. Davis will pull the trigger on it with 10 seconds left in the quarter.
Luther Head with an up-close and personal view of what a great point guard in this league is.
Davis. Richardson. In and out, won't go. Well, that's about the only thing the Warriors missed in that third quarter. They came out from the get-go. They set the pace, and they got the lead. We played 3. It's the Warriors 77, the Rockets 71. Big third quarter for the Golden State Warriors as they outscore Houston 30-16 in the third.
Bill, what's happened so far in the game?
Well, I'm getting ready to show you. The Yao and T-Mac got off to quick starts. The Warriors, however, came out, outscored Houston 30-16 in the third quarter.
Yep. Yao and T-Mac only 2 points in the second half. And how about that 11 for 27 three-point shooting for the Warriors? We talked about they take the most threes of any team in the league. 8 for 27 is their average. And there's one of their coaches, my man Mario Elie.
Yeah, Mario, of course, hit the big 3 in '94.
Kiss of death.
Yeah. And hit a lot of big shots. Won a couple of championships with Houston. Won another one with San Antonio.
Yep.
The man knows how to win. I think he's going to be a great head coach one of these days in the NBA.
Yep, he's really enjoying his assistant coaching job here in Golden State. Still keeps his home and his family in Houston. And he said he's really enjoying his team and looking forward to being a head coach someday.
So he will be. No doubt about it. The guy's been successful, everything he's done. Stromile Swift now. The Rockets, of course, don't believe they're out of any game. And we have an illegal defense. Remember now in Sacramento, the Rockets trailed by 14 points late in the third quarter, but scored 33 in the fourth. And then in Portland a couple of nights ago, the Rockets scored 32 in the fourth quarter to beat Portland. Is that their number?
That's fourth quarter. That's winning time, Bill. You got to make your free throws in winning time. You got to make the plays in winning time. You got to play defense and rebound in winning time.
The Warriors outscored Houston 30-16 in the third, but the Rockets could turn that around here in the fourth. Got to get this guy going, Tracy McGrady. Passes outside. Fisher with a good job, and Luther Head bounced back and missed. Luther now 2 for 4 from the field, 2 for 5.
There's a pick and roll.
Baron Davis. Tough shot. Won't go. And Mutombo with a rebound. It's about as well as you can defense Davis on that play. But he never picks up his dribble, does he, Matt?
No, that's a sign of a great point guard. He always keeps his dribble alive. Penetration, makes the right pass.
Stromile Swift. Nice pass to Tracy McGrady. And T-Mac will go to the line to shoot 2. Stromile Swift that time drew them to him and got McGrady.
Yeah, Stromile playing the role of point guard there with the penetration. Nice pass to T-Mac. T-Mac gets hit on the hip as he goes up, comes out rubbing his hip. Should be okay, but there was a lot of contact there.
T-Mac tonight, 4 of 13 from the field, 7 of 10 from the free throw line. So they've been running at him with double teams from the start. He's not shooting his free throws that well.
He's missed 3 in a row now.
He is 7 of 11. On the season, Tracy shooting 76% from the free throw line.
Just another. But there's Flying Ryan.
Yep, Ryan Bowen gives the Rockets another possession. Albert Cheney is trying to stay with Tracy McGrady. They can shoot from the outside, I'm sure is what he's trying to do. Ryan Bowen's wide open, but Matty can't hit that shot. He does so many things well, but he can't shoot.
Yep, that's the one thing.
That guy can. Derek Fisher with a three-pointer. Jeff Van Gundy has to call a timeout. The Warriors showing you why. They're one of the surprise teams in the NBA this season. They can shoot the lights out, and they're doing it right now. Golden State Warriors have bumped that lead up to the biggest lead of the game at 9 points, 10.5 minutes left to play.
Well, Bill, they're doing it on both ends of the court. Now, here's Tracy McGrady. He has the ball. There's Baron Davis. He's guarding Ryan Bowen. Now, watch as Tracy goes into the lane. Baron Davis helps. Now, stop it right there. Ryan is wide open. Here is the rotator. Most teams would rotate, but he stays with David Wesley. Ryan has the open shot. Can't knock it down. As the Warriors get the rebound, you've got to get back on defense. Baron Davis, one of the best point guards in the league, finds Derek Fisher, shooter, bottom of the net. That's how Golden State has gotten back in this game and gotten the lead in the second half.
So the three-pointers, as we told you, in the first quarter, the Warriors got off to that slow start. Baron Davis hit the first one, but since then they've hit 50% from behind the arc.
That's incredible. 10 for 20 is incredible, Bill.
Now, Matt, it's almost the reason why you can't play Ryan Bowen an entire game. You've got to put somebody at that position that they'll have to respect and guard.
Well, I mean, like you say, Ryan does so many things well. If he's on the court with Tracy and Yao, you can get away with it. But if he's just on the court with Yao or with just Tracy by themselves, it's a little bit harder to hide him out there on offense.
All right, Luther Head in the game along with McGrady. Yao Ming back in. Wesley stays in the game along with Bowen. T-Mac coming off, goes to Luther, goes to Wesley. Wesley finds Luther Head, and he misses, but he follows his miss, and he lays it back up, and he missed it. Yao Ming lays it up for 2, and he's fouled. Boy, the Rockets stayed after that all the way.
Rockets were not going to give up on that possession. Let's watch this little drive in there by Luther. Misses, but how about Yao with the power to get that ball in there? Kept it up high, yeah. That was a great job by Yao, getting the rebound, keeping it up high, drawing the foul.
He has been bringing that ball down where the smaller guys can knock it away from him. That time he kept it up where no one can get to it. And Yao Ming with 22 points. And the Rockets right back in it, down by 6. A couple of stops, you're right back in this game.
Yao's got 5 here in the second half. Tracy still has 0 in the second half.
Davis, Aaron Davis, misses. Luther Head with the rebound. Luther 2 for 7. This is his first bad shooting game of the season. Grady trying to work inside, gets the double team. Somebody's open, there he is. But Luther passed on the shot, goes instead to Yao Ming. Yao bumps his man off, hits the jump hook. Yao Ming with 24 points. The Rockets now leading by Yao Ming with 5 points in a row. And it's a 4-point game. Spin move, Baron Davis on the pass off. David Wesley called for the foul, and for David, that's his second foul of the game.
I don't know if you could hear Louis Grillo's voice in the background, but he said, number 7, too much hold of him. That's a technical term, Bill.
In Texas, it's got a hold of him.
Got a hold of him. Number 7 got a hold of him.
Mm-hmm. Carol Dawson knows what we're talking about. Aaron Davis back to Dunleavy now. Dunleavy takes it inside, lost it out of bounds. McGrady may have hit it. 6 seconds on the shot clock for the Warriors.
See Van Gundy directing his defense, telling him what play is coming up. That's the value of scouting right there. You know what play they're going to run.
Sitting next to a couple of scouts in Sacramento, they say the Rock, no one. Oh, there's a great defensive play by Wesley. Davis gets it back. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Oh!
There's no defense for that.
25 points for Baron Davis.
That is just too good.
Now McGrady has to answer. Gets a step on Chaney. Got it back. Outside to Wesley. Wesley gives it up to Luther Head. Straight on. 3-pointer. Luther misses. And Ryan Bowen. Loose ball foul called on Calvert Chaney.
Foul on Ryan Bowen.
Oh, I thought he called it on Chaney. Well, they're both number 40. Okay.
Rockets have been getting some good looks at the basket in the last few minutes. Those are shots you've got to make in the fourth quarter if you're going to win basketball games.
First time this season we've seen Luther Head have really a bad shooting game. He's 2 for 8 tonight.
Those are shots that he normally makes.
Yeah, and if he makes them, you've got you just about a tie game here. The difference is Baron Davis is hitting everything he's shooting. Good play by Wesley, and he guarded him into a miss. 83-76. Brady directing traffic. Wants Yao Ming to come over. David Wesley's open in the deep corner. David misses. Rebound to Ryan Bowen. Luther Head. One extra pass. Full shot clock. They go to Yao Ming. 16. Murphy right behind him. Double team on Yao. Good ball movement. Good defense by the Warriors. Ryan Bowen underneath. Reversal 2. Great pass by Wesley.
It was. I don't know how he saw Ryan down there. Ryan did a great job of going to the other side of the rim to keep the shot blocker away from that shot.
As well as the Warriors have shot the ball, the Rockets are right in it. Trailing by only 5 points.
Got an illegal pick set out of bounds by Calvert Chaney.
Yep. Don't see that call very often.
Jeff Van Gundy says, I love that new referee. He's got great eyes. How about this pass from David Wesley? A nice bounce pass, and then Ryan going to the other side of the rim so it can't get blocked. Van Gundy loves that new official.
Well, it's going to love him even more if they can score on this possession. Brady turns the corner.
Give it to Yao.
Luther Head does give it to Yao. Yao late. Head has the ball. Fisher. They're just bombing the Rockets with threes. Derek Fisher. Big turnaround. That's 11 points for Fisher. 14 of 31 behind the arc.
Derek Fisher. His jump shot is looking pure.
Rockets lose the ball. Albert Cheney. And the Rockets got within 5. But the Warriors reel off 5 in a row to take a 10-point lead. Jeff Van Gundy calls a timeout. Run in only 50 seconds by the Golden State Warriors. 26 assists for the Golden State Warriors here tonight, but that's because they've hit so many three-pointers. 14 three-pointers for the Warriors is a new season high.
Yeah. And
that would be a week for some team.
Yeah, wouldn't you know, it comes against the Rockets tonight.
Well, the Rockets guarding the paint very well, but not the three-point line. That's something other teams have taken advantage of Houston at the three-point line.
Yeah, the Rockets defense keeps people out of the paint, but Golden State Warriors don't even want to go in there tonight. They want to stay out around that three-point line.
Richie Norris has checked into the game now. They're going to go to Yao Ming with a triple team on Yao. Knocked out of bounds. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Triple team.
Well, I like the way Yao stayed with it. We'll see it here. He's got guys around him, but he's right in there by the basket. He stays with it and tries to get a shot up.
5 seconds now for the Rockets. There it is. Good pass into Yao, and he hits the jumper. 26 for Yao Ming.
Down the stretch in fourth quarters, Akeem Olajuwon didn't care if he got double teamed. He was still going to take the shot. That time, on that position, Yao Ming played like Akeem. He took the shot, regardless of what the defense was doing.
Down into Richardson now. Wesley trying to stay with him. He had to guard Baron Davis a minute ago. Now he knocks it away from Richardson. Boy, my goodness, what do you do?
Well, he knocked it away from Baron Davis, and Baron Davis hit a 3. He knocked it away from J-Rich, and J-Rich hit a 2. I mean, you can't play any better defense than what that was.
26 for Richardson, 25 for Davis. How about that? 51 points between those two. Richie Norris giving it up to Yao Ming. Somebody got to shoot it now. They go to T-Mac, 4 seconds, down to 3, down to 2. Tracy. Wesley, 24-second shot violation on Houston. Somebody's got to see that. That's the best defense I've seen the Warriors play tonight.
Well, the Warriors are in the top 10 in defense this year, and that's not been one of their strengths for years and years and years. So Mike Montgomery really has this team playing on both ends of the court.
And look at the Warriors with only 5 turnovers. Really done a good job of protecting the ball. Richardson, look at the elevation. He gets on that jump shot. This time he misses. Bowen runs it down.
Would you have thought that the Warriors played an overtime game last night in Seattle?
Nope. Well, they're young. T-Mac misses. Ryan Bowen puts it back up and in. And that's what he does. That's why you love the guy.
Yeah.
Ryan Bowen just does so many things well.
He does so many little things, and he's the garbage man on the team. You've got to live with a few missed jump shots to get what he can really provide you.
8-point game. The Rockets just need a couple of stops, and they're right back in it. Double team on Richardson. That leaves Murphy open for a 3. Golly. Wow. Well, everybody knows the Rockets don't guard that three-point line very closely. They've been giving them that shot. The problem is you got to hit it. That's a tough shot. But
yeah.
The Warriors have hit 15 threes tonight. Wesley misses.
That last 3 was the 15th 3 for the Warriors, and that ties the Rockets' opponent season high.
Dunleavy turns it over. A palming call. You'll see that about once a week if you play a lot of games.
Mike Dunleavy says, that's probably the first time I've ever had that called on me.
He said it was never called on my dad.
Yeah, really. His dad's doing a great job down there in L.A.
Yes, he is. We're going to see him Saturday. That's a 2:30 game in Houston.
Wow, there's a lot of contact inside. Just watch Yao get bounced around like a pinball in there.
A big pinball. 5 seconds again on the shot clock into Ryan Bowen, and he hooks it up and in. Ryan Bowen will go to the free throw line with a 3-point opportunity.
Ryan Bowen with 8 points.
Yeah, I just love the guy. He really plays
there
this
he is,
game
wide
all
open.
out.
He knows where to find the open spot, and his teammates find him.
And rather than stay out on the perimeter where he knows he can't hit the shot, he's finding the open spot inside.
Well, he has found his niche in this league. He knows what he does well, and he accentuates that, and then he knows what his weaknesses are, and he tries to stay away from those. And 8 points and 6 rebounds. That's a great game for Ryan Bowen.
Yes, it is. What a good guy, too. Well, a three-point play by Ryan, and it's still 93-85. Rockets still in this game, 3:55. You just need some stops at this juncture, don't you, Matt? Got to make some stops.
Well, the way the Warriors have been hitting shots, it's tough to do.
Back outside to Fisher, and he misses. And Yao Ming with his 14th rebound of the game. Oh, T-Mac to the right.
There's a defensive breakdown right there.
Look here. 93-87. Couple of more stops. That's all you need.
You got to get stops, and you got to get the rebound. You cannot give them second shots.
Davis pulls up, misses a three. All right. Down the stretch, they've missed a couple. Up ahead to T-Mac. He'll rise up for a three. Tracy misses. And Wesley tried to get the rebound. Richardson does.
You don't have to get it all back right away. T-Mac tried to get 3 of them real quick there.
Richardson from the deep corner, and he misses again, and the Rockets are still in it. Quickly to T-Mac. T-Mac to the basket, and he's fouled. He'll shoot 2. That's big because you get to the line to shoot 2 points with the clock stopped. And we've got a timeout. When we come back, Tracy McGrady will try to get the Rockets within 4 points. Rockets had the lead at the half, but the Golden State Warriors scored 30 points in the third quarter. The Rockets hanging in there now, and Tracy McGrady can get a couple of free throws and get the Rockets back within 4 points. McGrady tonight has had really an off night for him, and yet the Rockets still within victory.
Yeah, they were only down 6 points. 2 minutes and 46 seconds left. That's plenty of time to get back in this game. The Warriors have been on fire here in the second half, but in the last 3 possessions, they've missed shots that leaves the door open for the Rockets. These 2 free throws coming up for Tracy McGrady are key. Now remember, he has missed 4 in a row coming into these 2 free throws.
Yeah, the Rockets have missed 9 free throws tonight, Matt, and they're trailing by 6 points. And that's big because the Rockets are shooting only 67% from the free throw line. They're a 78% free throw shooting team. Unusual, I would say not unusual on the second night of a back-to-back, but they've had a couple of days rest, so that is unusual. And Tracy now with a chance to get the Rockets within 4 points.
That timeout, that official's timeout came at a key time for Tracy McGrady. He was really winded. That's the one thing that he still has to work on coming back from that back injury, is getting getting in shape. And he was very winded after that last play, so he had a chance to get a breather before he shoots these free throws.
Rockets have only 2 team fouls, so they still have a couple to give. The Warriors are in the penalty. T-Mac with 18, Yao Ming with 26, 12 for David Wesley. So he gets them both.
How about that Rockets bench? We're into it.
Houston now on a 7-0 run over the last minute, 10 seconds. They need some more stops. 4-point game. 2:35 left to play. Shot clock at 8 seconds. Baron Davis picked up by Yao on the double team over to Murphy. Murphy on the drive. Murphy gets inside of Yao. Big basket by Troy Murphy.
There's that pick and roll. The Warriors needed a good basket. They went to the pick and roll.
Richardson knocks it out of bounds. Well, Moochie Norris here in crunch time playing point guard position. Wesley has moved back over to the 2. I think the inability of Luther Head to hit that shot from the outside has forced Jeff Van Gundy into another type of strategy. And Mike Montgomery will call a timeout. 2:05 left to play, and the Rockets down by 6. '95-'89 Golden State. Both
Here's that last pick and roll that the Golden State Warriors have ran. Now go ahead. Troy Murphy's going to come up and set the pick right here. Yao Ming is guarding him. Now, as Baron Davis comes out, I'll stop it right there. See, Yao is supporting. It's kind of a double team. As the roller comes in, Ryan Bowen and Yao kind of get mixed up on who's got the roller. Now, Yao doesn't play Troy Murphy's left hand. Troy Murphy takes it right in and lays it up, and Jeff Van Gundy was not happy at all with that defense.
Yeah, I think a lot of times you have to remember the Warriors have a couple of left-handers in there. In fact, if Calbert Chaney were playing, they'd have 3 left-handers in there because you got Fisher shooting it from the left side, too, and that's very important when a guy goes to the basket.
Well, that pick and roll right there with Baron Davis and Troy Murphy is so difficult to stop because both players can do so many things with the basketball.
All right, where will the Rockets go, Matt? They've got 11 seconds on the shot clock. Key possession here for Houston.
You've got to get a good shot. I'd go either inside to Yao or give the ball to Tracy right away and let him do something with it.
T-Mac gets a step on Richardson. Finds Wesley. 5 seconds. Got to go to Yao. 4 seconds. 3. Down to 2. Yao with a fall away. He missed it. And Moochie Norris with a steal. Rockets get it right back with a fresh 24. McGrady picks out Wesley. Get in there, David. Yes! A big three-pointer for David Wesley. And just like that, it's 95-92.
How about that steal by Moochie Norris to give the Rockets a second chance?
Yes, indeed. Another big stop time. Richardson puts it in the hands of Baron Davis. Now he'll give it up to Fisher. Fisher gets a pick from Murphy. Davis over to Murphy. Murphy gets another step on Yao, and he fouls him.
Well, there's that pick and roll again. Yao Ming coming out on that pick and roll. Let's watch it on the replay. Yao gets lost on the rotation, and Troy Murphy again with the left-handed drive. There's a great pass from Baron Davis, and Yao does not play his left hand. You've got to know who you're guarding. Troy Murphy takes it in with the left hand and draws the foul.
And he's an 82% free throw shooter. They can send some pretty good free throw shooters except for Richardson. Richardson's 68%. Baron Davis only 67, but everybody else shoots it pretty well. Oops.
Good job, Bill.
I knew I could jinx him. 96-92. It's a 4-point game now. 1:20 left to play. We're running out of possession. Everyone is golden. Moochie Norris lost the ball.
Moochie trying to get his teammates in the right possession and just dribbles it right off of his foot right there.
Richardson on the wing, down to 1 minute left to play in the game. Rockets have to pitch a shutout the rest of the way. That's all there is to it.
Now the Rockets turn that pick and roll down.
Oops. And Murphy looked up and lost the ball.
Got to do something with the ball.
Hurry up. You got 2 possessions. You got to score both times. T-Mac's got it on the wing. T-Mac looking for Yao. T-Mac outside. Yao trying to set a pick. Tracy jumps up with a 3. Oh, Tracy McGrady makes it a 1-point game. He might have been fouled on that shot.
Should have been shooting a free throw to tie it right now.
96-95. Rockets need a stop. There's still a 7-second difference. And Golden State will call a timeout with 25.2 left. 17 on the shot clock. Mike Montgomery looks up at the clock. What a game. Wow.
So here's Tracy McGrady. Clock's running down. He's just going to raise up, and there is a lot of contact there by Troy Murphy after the shot. We'll see it again here. Nice pick by Yao to just give T-Mac a little room, and we don't see the contact, but wow, what a shot by T-Mac.
Well, we said earlier he's not having a good shooting night by his standards. He's only 6 of 17, but when you have to have it, wow, is he the guy to go to?
22 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists for T-Mac.
All right, both teams are in the penalty, Matt, so you can't afford any fouls. The Rockets have 1 timeout remaining. The Warriors with 1 timeout remaining. Where do you go you know you're going to go to Baron Davis, right?
Yeah, and with the shot clock at 17, there is still time for the Rockets to play a good defensive possession. You don't have to foul. You need to play good, solid defense. You need to get a rebound. Now, the Rockets have one timeout left, so after they get a rebound, they'll probably call timeout to save some clock. But I would expect to see the Golden State Warriors come out in a pick and roll. The pick and roll has been very good for them. The last time the Rockets played a pick and roll, the last possession the Golden State Warriors had, the Rockets turned the pick and roll down. They didn't double team it with Yao. They forced the ball handler to the baseline. So I would expect to see Baron Davis be forced to the baseline and have to come up with a tough shot.
Rockets will send out Moochie, along with Wesley, Bowen, Yao Ming, and T-Mac, Richardson, Davis, Murphy, Dunleavy, and Fisher for the Golden State Warriors. Rockets were down 90-80 at one time, and they've outscored the Golden State Warriors 15-6 since that time to make it a one-point game. Here we go. 17 left on the shot clock, 25 seconds left in the game. Here's the possession.
The high pick and roll. You see how the Rockets play it. Troy Murphy coming up right here.
There it is, Matt. Davis curls around it, picks out Richardson. Richardson, tough shot, off the iron, won't go. And the Rockets get the rebound. Oh no! Fisher fouled it. David Wesley.
Well, unfortunately, Bill, that was the right call. The ball did go off of David Wesley's foot. The Rockets have. Now let's watch it here. David Wesley has the ball, and Fish slaps it right off of David Wesley's foot. What a play by Derek Fisher. 6 seconds left in the game.
Now the Rockets are going to be forced to foul.
Got to foul right away. Doesn't matter who has the ball. You mentioned Baron Davis is the worst free throw shooter on the floor for the Warriors. We expect to see him involved in the play, but you've got to foul right away.
Richardson shoots 68%. Davis shoots 67%.
Everyone else over 80%.
Yeah, everyone else over 80%. So the two guys they would want to have at the line, of course, would want to have the ball, are not that good a free throw shooters. Now,
you got, Derek Fisher shooting 87%.
Yeah.
I would expect to see them throw the ball into Derek Fisher. He is a former point guard with the Lakers. He knows what to do with the basketball, and he can make free throws.
Now, Matt, with 5.9, you can't afford to let him dribble around at all. You've got to foul immediately.
You've got to foul immediately. The Rockets still have one timeout left, so you foul immediately. Let them shoot the 2 free throws, then you call timeout after that. Move the ball into your court, and hopefully you don't have to make a 3 to tie.
Well, according to what we see here, the Warriors are out of timeout, so they must get it in.
This is the one time in a basketball game when the defense has an advantage. The defense has 5 players on the court. The offense only 4 players on the court. So this is a huge defensive possession for the Rockets. They've got to try to get a steal first.
The Warriors do have a 20-second timeout. It's not up on the scoreboard, but I see it over here on the official scores table. So the Warriors do have a 20-second timeout remaining.
Stromile Swift checks into the game to guard the inbounds pass. That's a great move right there. Jeff Van Gundy playing a little defense there on the inbounds pass. So Louis Grillo says, hold up. Going to get the coach back over there by the bench.
Dunleavy trying to get it in. He does, but they got it into the guy they wanted to have it.
Yeah. Derek Fisher, 87% from the free throw line. And I'll tell you what, the jump shots that Derek Fisher has made tonight, his jumper looks pure right now.
But
so
maybe none bigger than the defensive play he just made.
That's a great point. Knocking the ball off of David Wesley's foot.
Derek Fisher is a winner. He's been on those great Lakers teams, but you'd love to see him have one miss here. One more. The Rockets do have a timeout to get it to midcourt.
Well, if he does happen to miss, the Rockets absolutely, positively have got to get the rebound.
Yep. And he hits it. So the Rockets will call a timeout. They know what they have to do. It's a 3 or lose the game. Three-pointer to try to send this into overtime. 5.6 left to play. We hope you've enjoyed this game with us on FSN Houston, and what a game it has been. Seesawing back and forth. The Rockets led by as many as 10 in the first half. Warriors led by as many as 11 in the second half. And now the Rockets need a three-pointer, man.
They need a three-pointer. Tracy McGrady is a 30% three-point shooter. Luther Head 46%. David Wesley 42%. And how about Stephen Graham, newly acquired Rocket, played in one game. He played the last 35 seconds of the last game. He'll have a chance to make a big shot tonight.
One to Yao Ming, gives it back to Luther Head. Gets it. Luther Head hits a 3 to tie the game. Oh, the biggest shot of the young rookie's career.
Whoa, Luther Head!
And he hit behind the big wall of Yao Ming.
Throws it into Yao, steps right in. What a great play for the young rookie. Bottom of the net. Here's a wide-angle view. Baron Davis trying to help on the inbounds play. Gives Luther just a step. What a shot by the rookie.
Well, he was 0 for 4 from behind the three-point line until that big, big shot. Look at Yao. Yeah.
That's the fastest Yao's run all year.
All right, now 2.7, still a ton of time. Remember last night, in overtime, with about the same amount of time left, Baron Davis hit a 3 to beat Seattle.
Now, that's a great point, Bill. They threw the ball directly into Baron Davis. He came down and shot about a 30-footer to win.
Both teams
got to play great defense here.
Both teams are out of timeout.
Absolutely no fouls either for the Rockets. And if the shot is quick, you've got to get a rebound, too. You don't want any tip-ins.
Dunleavy will bring it in. Fisher, Murphy, Richardson, Davis for the Warriors. They give it to Richardson. Richardson has to shoot a 3, and it's blocked, and we're going to overtime. Luther Head with a three-pointer to send the Rockets into their first overtime game of the season. They have come all the way back, and here we go for another 5 minutes. Stay with us. We are headed for overtime at 98 apiece. With 6 minutes left to play in the game, the Rockets were down by 10. And from that point on, the Rockets outscored the Warriors 18-8 to tie this one up. And last night, remember, in overtime, it was Baron Davis.
Here's the shot that he missed at end of regulation that could have won it. And then now he comes down and hits the 25 to 30 footer at the buzzer to win in overtime. Here it is again.
Boy.
Woo. Luther Head comes back with a big one tonight.
Yeah, Luther Head, what a great young rookie. Here's Luther doing it just a moment ago. And they were right in his face.
Yeah, that was a big shot. But the inbounder always has a chance to step in. Usually the guy guarding the ball goes to help wherever the pass goes. And Luther Head, great job of getting the ball in for one. And then nice little flip from Yao.
And what I love, too, about Luther Head, he was 0 for 4 behind the arc until that shot. And it didn't touch anything but net.
Oh, he is a big-time player, Bill. This guy, Luther Head, is going to be great for years to come.
Rockets will go now with Yao Ming, Tracy McGrady, Ryan Bowen, Wesley, Luther Head. The unfortunate thing for Houston, they'll be without Derek Anderson the rest of the way. He just went to the locker room, and Derek may be through for the rest of this road trip. He was limping badly on that injured thigh. All right, here we go into overtime. McGrady goes left, floats it up, off the back of the iron. Tracy having a tough shooting night tonight, but he's done a lot of other nice things, like blocking that last shot. Fisher in the corner. Look at Bowen play his left hand. Fisher is fouled by Bowen. Fisher likes to get you on his other side and then shoot it, but Bowen wouldn't let him do it.
Let's watch Bowen here on defense. He knows Fisher's left-handed. He still gets to his left hand, but he doesn't have anywhere to go. And just that little bump right there is what the officials called.
First team foul. Baron Davis back to Murphy. Murphy gets a step on Yao again, and a foul on Yao Ming. And that's number 5 on Yao.
That's the only player Well, Strohmile's got 4, and Ryan Bowen's got 4, but Yao has 5 here. Again, Troy Murphy going to his left hand. And Yao is just a little bit too much contact. And how about that chin up there by Jason Richardson? I wish I could do that.
I can't even get there to do that. At least you can get to the rim. But Murphy misses, so he gets 1 out of 2.
Every possession is critical in overtime.
Somebody has forgotten to play.
Yao forgot to play.
I'm going outside now. Yao trying to get position on Murphy. Yao will shoot it and in. Yao Ming, 28 points for Yao.
The play was for Yao. He had forgotten it. He had to go to the right place and still got the shot to go in. I always thought that was funny. How do you forget to play for yourself?
Well, he remembered it fast enough, and the Rockets now lead it by a point. Fisher gets a pick from Murphy. Good pickup. Fisher. Oh, good shot. Wow. And the Warriors go back by a point. Back-to-back overtime games for the Warriors.
Doesn't seem to be slowing them down any.
No, it doesn't. Richardson really trying to do a number on McGrady. He's fronting him. Won't let him have the ball, so they'll go to Yao. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Yao turns. Takes it inside. Jumps it up with a hook shot. Yao Ming ties his season high of 30 points, and they've needed every one of them.
Keep going to him. If they're going to keep the ball away from T-Mac, keep going to Yao.
Richardson coming off a pick or 2. What a game! Basket for basket. Richardson with 28. Davis with 25. Yao with 30. McGrady with 22. Richardson won't let McGrady get the ball.
Well, he knows he can't score if he doesn't have the ball.
And a foul finally. Boy, I tell you. McGrady's talking to Griot because he was the closest official. He wouldn't blow a whistle. Finally, the young official did. And we have a timeout taken by Houston. I think right now Jeff's trying to give McGrady a little time to get his breath. 2:53 left in overtime, and the Warriors are up by a point. We're in overtime, 2:53 left. Golden State up by a point. Rockets will be in Seattle tomorrow night to take on the Sonics. That's a 9 o'clock start time on FSN Houston. Want you to be with us.
Well, if the Rockets play tomorrow night in Seattle, they can't let this one slip away, Bill.
Nope.
Overtime game tonight. If you lose this one, not only are you going to be tired tomorrow night, but you're going to be down after losing this game. A huge game here in Golden State tonight.
Well, the Warriors played an overtime game in Seattle last night. The advantage they had was coming back home to play tonight. So they do have the home crowd behind them. 14 on the shot clock for Houston. Brady finally gets the ball.
Golden State still playing behind Yao.
Down inside to Bowen. Bowen puts it up and in. Ryan Bowen. Great pass from Yao Ming. Bowen with 11.
Yep. Ryan Bowen's man came from the weak side to double Yao. Yao knew where the open player was.
Season high in scoring for Ryan Bowen. Rockets go back up by a point. Murphy with a three-pointer. It's going to be short, and Luther Head with a rebound. All right, Head now at point guard position. Wesley's playing the off guard. And Brady's playing anywhere he wants.
Oh, goodness.
Well, the Rockets, I don't know what happened there. Luther Head went through. Yao wasn't even looking for the pass.
Yao was in the wrong position.
That's a costly turnover with 2:02 and counting left to play. Fisher on the drive, and Yao Ming with the rebound. Quickly to Wesley. Goes right through McGrady. Wesley to the basket for the layup. Oh, what a terrible defensive lapse by the Warriors. And the Rockets go up by 3. This is the biggest lead in the second half for Houston. Davis back out to Murphy. Murphy stripped by Wesley. Wesley with the ball. Wesley gives it up to Luther Head. Head pulls it back out. Wesley will put up the jumper short, and look who gets it, Ryan Bowen. Fresh 24 for Houston. 1:15 left in the game. Rockets sitting on a 3-point lead with the basketball.
Big rebound for Ryan Bowen. That was the shot by David Wesley was too quick.
Wesley on the drive. Wesley to the middle. And he's fouled.
Ryan Bowen, wow. 5 offensive rebounds for Ryan. Gives the Rockets another chance at this possession. A minute and 2 left.
Yeah, both teams with 2 team fouls now. Ryan Bowen with the basketball. 10 seconds. They're going to go to Yao Ming again. Double team on Yao. Down to Ryan Bowen. He's fouled. Again, they're doubling Yao, and Ryan is staying where their man leaves.
Well, Ryan is right under the hoop. He knows he can make that one. Now let's watch as Ryan Bowen cuts through. Dunleavy comes back to double team. Bowen right under the hoop, knows where to go. There's another look at it. Ryan able to get the call. 2 big free throws for Ryan Bowen right now.
Not only will Bowen get 2 free throws, but the Warriors now are in the penalty. Rockets still have a foul to give. Big free throw for Ryan Bowen. We talked about him struggling from the field, but
let's don't talk about it. He struggled from the free throw line. He was 1 for 3 this season going into that free throw.
2 for 2 tonight. 1 more. Big game for Ryan Bowen. 108-103, the Rockets.
Still got to play some D. That's a bad foul there. Baron Davis forces up a 3. David Wesley not happy with the call, but you don't want to give Baron Davis 3 free throws. Let's watch here. As Baron shoots, let's watch his wrist. Yeah, there's a foul on the wrist. Now Baron's got 3 free throws from the free throw line with the clock stopped.
Davis will have 2 more. Oh, that was a big foul there.
It was. Barron had forced that 3 up and really was not a good shot. Even though he has made several tonight, you don't want to give him those free throws.
He missed it, and McGrady secures the rebound. That's a big miss.
It looked like he missed that on purpose.
I thought so, too.
He was trying to get that rebound. Barron does stuff like that. He'll surprise you.
Wesley with a basketball. Jeff Van Gundy wants a timeout.
No one sees him.
Yep, they don't see him.
David's too worried about Derek Fisher all over him.
David Wesley to the basket, and he's fouled. Oh, 2 seconds left on the shot clock. And David Wesley, an 80% free throw shooter, will go to the line. That was huge because I don't think he had a chance to make a basket here.
Yeah, he was underneath the hoop. He doesn't have the kind of hops that T-Mac has. He had no chance, and there's the contact. Here it is again. Just trying to create something out of nothing. David Wesley inside. There's a lot of contact. That's a good call. Give Wesley a chance to atone for his last foul. Makes the first free throw.
Wesley has played 43 minutes here tonight. He's got 18 points, 6 assists, and 6 rebounds.
Wow, what a game for David Wesley.
Big one in Portland, too, and he gets both free throws. Cold-blooded from the line, David Wesley. So we have 24 seconds left to play. The Rockets have come back from the dead and lead by 5. (110-105), Houston. The Rockets trailing by 10 points with 6 minutes to go. Outscoring Golden State 18-8 to get it to overtime. The big basket by Luther Head. Now it's 12-7 Houston in the overtime period. The Rockets need a stop here, Matt.
Expect Baron Davis to run a pick and roll. Troy Murphy is the guy I would expect to see him because Yao is guarding him.
No three-pointers.
Absolutely no three-pointers and no fouls.
Davis on the drive, picks out Murphy. Murphy misses. Rebound, Luther Head tipped it, and McGrady goes to get it. He's fouled on the play. That might do it. 14 seconds left to play.
Baron Davis gave up the sure 2 to pass it to Troy Murphy for the 3. I think in that situation, you want to go ahead and take the 2 points and extend the game. When they missed that 3, that pretty much sealed their fate. If the Rockets can hit one of these free throws, it looks like the Rockets have come away with a victory.
Well, if you live by the 3, sometimes you die by the 3. We remarked that they had 14 3-pointers with about 5 minutes to go in the game, Matt. They didn't get but one more the rest of the way.
Player of the game.
Tonight's Landry Signature Group player of the game. We're going to give it to Ryan Bowen for his play down the stretch. We could give it to Yao Ming. I personally would vote for Yao.
Or David Wesley had a fantastic game as well. Luther hit the 3 to tie it.
111-105. Baron Davis will put it up and miss it. And the rebound goes to Houston, and that's going to do it. What a miraculous comeback by your Houston Rockets. If you're still up back in Houston, you've got to be really proud of this gritty effort by Houston. The Rockets come roaring back behind Yao Ming with 30 points and 16 rebounds. Ryan Bowen with a big overtime. And the Rockets win it 111-105. Tune in for our next telecast tomorrow night when the Rockets travel up the coast to take on the Seattle Sonics. Coverage begins at 9 on FSN Houston. Stay tuned. The Busch Light Southwest Sports Report is next.
And we are joined now by Bill Worrell and Matt Bullard at the arena, the guys who called the game tonight. And guys, what a great win it was, and maybe a bit ironic, too, that it is with the 3, that the Rockets beat a team that took 35 threes of their own tonight.
Yeah, they did. They made 15. The problem was they couldn't make one to put the game away down the stretch. The Rockets did a lot of little things well, and it started with Ryan Bowen.
Ryan Bowen, our player of the game. He had 13 points, 5 for 10 from the field, so really did a lot of great things, but the offensive rebounding was what really gave the Rockets a second chance at possessions when they needed them. That putback there was huge. And then how about Luther Head with the pass into Yao, steps in, hits the 3 to tie the game. Money ball for Luther Head. And David Wesley, a really solid game as well, playing the point guard against his former Hornets teammate, Baron Davis. Really all-around great performance. Yao Ming, a fantastic game tonight as well.
You know, he did play point guard, but he didn't play point guard. Actually, in the key moments at the end of the game, they moved Luther Head to the point and moved David over to the 2. In fact, Moochie Norris had some good minutes at the point guard position. Derek Anderson looks like he'll be out for a while. But Wesley, boy, over 40 minutes played tonight.
Yeah, he earned his money tonight. David Wesley, really probably one of his finest games as a Rocket, and got a little overlooked because of all the other great performances. But that's what you got to have when you win an overtime game on the road in the middle of a 6-game road trip. You've got to have guys stepping up, making big plays down the stretch.
All right, now, Matt, we've talked about all the guys, but we haven't talked about the biggest guy.
The big guy.
And the big guy, Yao Ming, 30 points, 16 rebounds. He had a couple of block shots. You're not even in the game with a chance to win it without Yao Ming.
That is a great point. Tracy McGrady struggled from the field tonight, and Yao Ming picked up the slack. They were playing behind Yao, letting him get the ball on the post. Yao took advantage of it. Every time they gave him the ball, he did something good with it. And then when they did double team him down the stretch, he was able to find Ryan Bowen underneath the hoop a couple times. Yao, probably one of his best games of the season as well.
The Rockets really took this game away from the young Warriors. This is a game the Warriors, as a young team, are going to have to learn how to win to get to that next echelon.
Yeah, well, the Warriors had a big one last night in Seattle on the road, won it in overtime. The Rockets just showed that they have what it takes to win games like this. The Rockets win the game here in Golden State in overtime.
Well, that's 4 wins in a row now for Houston, none bigger than the one tonight. Problem is, you got to go right back on the airplane, go to Seattle and play tomorrow night, but I think the Rockets could fly there without the plane right now. So Rockets playing Seattle tomorrow night, and we'll see you folks starting at 9 o'clock on FSN Houston.